Welcome everybody. Tim Bart's here, Law McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas, live with you on YouTube here on a Tuesday night. What is it, the 4th? 4th of October. So, yes. Welcome everybody in. I see a lot of members in here chatting. And a lot of also returning subscribers that I see about every week. So thank you for joining in. I think I got a couple new ones in there too that said they were new to the first time watching live. So welcome everybody in. Thank you. Now keep in mind we are going to be recording this as an audio track. Make sure I have that being recorded. I do. So we're going to record this as a podcast. So, for those of you watching on YouTube or watching this recorded, don't forget you can listen back. If you want to see or hear anything over, we do a bunch of different podcasting apps that you can follow along with. Wherever you want to look at out there. So a lot of different podcasting. Just search for FordVideoGuy. With and without, I think they're all without the spaces, and you should be able to find our episode there, our podcast, I should say. And if you're listening to the podcast, don't forget to come on over and join us live or watch it recorded. If you want to see the recording of me just standing in front of a microphone, you can do that as well if you want. So over on our YouTube, of course, don't forget 7 p.m. on our YouTube channel on Tuesday nights. Also, don't forget to, if you want to become, of course, ask you all to subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, hit the notification bell. If you are subscribed, and of course, also too, if you want to become a member, membership is growing. So a little bit how you can get to that, you can hit that little join button and learn a little bit more about what our membership entails. You can find that on any of our videos down where the subscribe button is. You can kind of see an image there of that. If you're watching the video, and then you can click on that join and learn a little bit more about it before actually joining. If you don't see that join down there, you're probably watching on an iPad or an iPhone. And if on that one, you go to your device over here, like you're seeing in this image right here, in this little graphic little video is, if you go to like a Safari browser or Google browser, and then go ahead and pull up that, and then go to our YouTube channel like this, and then hit the A's up in the left-hand corner there, and you need to go to the desktop version. So click on Request Desktop Website there, and then once you click that, it refreshes, and then you should be able to see that join button. So I wanted to make sure we've had a couple people ask about that. That's why I make sure I talk about it here on the live stream here. Also, don't forget too, there is a link to the homepage down there, but really on any of the videos you can find that link there. Also, if you have any questions, I have those down below. So FordVideoGuy or if you're interested in sales, right there, Timothy Bart's at Gmail, and I can answer those. Also, if you are looking to be, there you go. Right there, I'm getting better at this. FordVideoGuy at Gmail. If you have any questions, Sarah can answer those questions. She's also in the chat tonight, throwing those questions in there, and she's able to answer about all the questions or gets with me, and I can help. Felipe, thank you for joining the Law McArthur crew. So definitely check out the different perks that we have, and Sarah's done a great video on those different perks as well. Also, don't forget over here, let's see, go the right way. Yep. The agenda right over here, we're going to be covering this stuff tonight, so we're just going to jot on down through those as we go through this. Now, some of our recent videos before we get into those that we did this last week, a lot of videos this last week. I can see I got caught up on some of the Maverick stuff. We did the video on the changes to the 2023 Bronco. We also did the what's new on the 23 Escape. Also, we did our complete guide videos. We're completely through those on the Maverick. So we did an XL, the XLT, and today the Lariat went live, as well as what's new for the 23 Super Duty as well. So all those videos, links to those are in the description if you check those out under the recent videos. So this next week, what we're going to start working on are the Bronco videos. So we're going to go through all the Bronco ones as well, just like that for them as well. So check that out too. So D-Rides, thanks for joining the Law McArthur crew. Appreciate that. Now, also Thursday night we'll be live on Facebook, 6 p.m. that night on our Facebook, on our Law McArthur Facebook channel. The link is down in the description if you want to the event for that, or you can also go to our Facebook group. If you go to Law McArthur on Facebook, and if you set up your you follow us there, like us there, you'll get notified when we go live over there. So also don't forget the link to Johnny's Car Care and Reviews is in here. A lot of times he's in here. I actually was listening in to his video earlier tonight. I've actually missed a couple videos. I always hit the watch later on all his videos and go back and watch them. Great videos. He even does a live stream on Friday nights. The last couple of weeks we've had family get-togethers and have not been able to join live, but he has a good live stream Friday night, so hopefully hopefully continues that. So his link to his channel is down below. You need to make sure you follow him. If you like our channel here, what we're doing, you'll definitely like his as well. My video is chopping up on me. Okay. All right. A couple of other things. This week, we had a couple people, yesterday. Man, that was just yesterday. We had Vols44 come pick up his Maverick here at McArthur. It was great. Finally getting a chance to see him, meet him in person. Yeah, he's been in the forums on Reddit and everything, and following the YouTube channel and me for a while. And he actually brought a gift for me this week. He said he's trying to one-up Mike McArthur. So Mike, there you go, one up you. So not only did he take the Tennessee to the next level, because he got the old Reggie White autograph little thing that he gave me this week. So thank you very much, Mark, for this. And so yes, that will probably go up on the wall back here eventually, or it'll go over here on this wall. So pretty cool. So thank you for that. So he dropped by. Had some other people come by recently too, so I want to just thank them for dropping in. And also, what do you guys think of the thumbnail to the video? Hopefully you guys got a chance to see that, or even this background. That is actually, the artwork was created by Nathan Chapman. He is kind of reached out to me and said, hey, I can help with this if you'd like. And I said, hey, that would be great. That'd be awesome, because I usually spend a lot of time trying to come up with something, and it doesn't look near as good as what you can do. So he's been doing that for me. So I want to always give him a shout out. So he's going to do, I think every week this month, we're going to do a little bit different look and add a little something to my picture there every week. So for this month. So also next week's live stream will be actually a remote. We're going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, I will be. At a conference. So Digital Dealer have it twice a year, once usually in Tampa or Orlando, one of those two, and in the fall it's always in Las Vegas. So we're going to be going to Las Vegas. So I'm going up Monday and be going to that. Digital Dealer will have it live. Last year we had it, actually I'm staying at the conference is at the Mirage. So last year I actually had it in my hotel room. I don't know if you guys remember that, but the volcanoes kept going off every hour. So I went off a couple times during the live stream. But we'll see. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can maybe do it somewhere in the conference center with some better lighting than in my hotel room. But if not, I'm going to take a bunch of lights with me to make sure we have good lighting for you guys. But that week, so we'll still have a live stream. I'll have to remember I'm 2 hours behind what I'm normally, so it'll be 5 p.m. there. So we'll be live streaming there. I'm hoping to get a special guest, so we'll just see how that goes. I've been on his podcast. So I wanted to see if he would come on ours and to kind of show, why he goes to Digital Dealer and why he goes to conferences like that to learn and educate himself. So anyway, so yeah, there we go. So also, yeah. So also, I just noticed Deke's in here, so I want to give a shout out to him as well. I'm drinking the G Fuel you sent, Deke. Very good. And by the way, the clickbait you chose, very good. I hadn't tried it before, so very good. All right, enough of that. Let's jump in. Good dealer moment for this week. So I did ask Jack. Follow him on Twitter, Jack Evans, and he's on Twitter. He's from down in Florida, so he has a good dealer down there. He's ordered a couple of vehicles and purchased from a dealer. I said, hey, you need to let us know. Send me the information so we can highlight your dealer on the live stream. So this week he did send that to me, and actually sent it to me before last week, and I had another one already in there, so saved this one for this week. So one of the good dealers has to be Molinax Ford. Probably not saying that right. Apopka, Florida. So they are part of 7 Ford dealerships in Florida, Alabama, and Washington. They advertise upfront pricing, and they have no dealer fees. This is all good and makes for a faster in and out when buying a car. But I believe their best attribute is their friendly atmosphere. Everyone I have encountered has been so friendly. From my sales guy, Dan, to other sales staff are always friendly. The managers, finance, service, and quick lane, I've yet to encounter anyone that has been unfriendly and unhelpful. I can't say I have one story that sticks out, but I will say that someone, whether it be the manager or someone from sales, is always passing out water bottles. just part of that friendly atmosphere. I don't know the exact number of 22 Mavericks that they sold, but my guess is quite a bit. Last I heard, about 2 weeks before the 23 Maverick or order banks opened, they had over 350 pre-orders. I would guess that they'd probably double that by the time the order banks opened. Thanks for all you do, Jack Evans. So thank you, Jack, for giving us a good dealer highlight for this week. So there you go. If you're down in Florida, Mullinex, Ford, anyway, and also Alabama, right? Also in Alabama. So we got a couple different ones. So again, I always forget. Need to compile that list. Sarah, remind me. We need to compile that list up from my notes from each week. All right, let's talk about what's scheduling for this week. It's the second on the agenda there. So what is scheduling this week? So, oh, thank you, Andrew, for the donation. This is hi, Tim. Andy Barley here. I got my order in from Lonnie for the 2023 Maverick. Any news on docks opening up for the Bronco? We'll talk a little bit about that later. Actually, we don't have any news yet, per se. We do know that the November 21st deadline is out there for getting those conversions over for those that switch to 23. So we assume it's going to be after that. So maybe late November, December. So, but they haven't said anything yet. So, but we'll get into more of that here in just a little bit. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about this week's scheduling. So most of the models this week, if they are scheduling, they're what they call cleanup scheduling. So for those of you that are new and have orders in, so what they're going to be scheduling, when we talk about scheduling, is that this week, this Thursday, they're looking at orders to schedule them for build dates in the future. So the dates that I tell you about are the dates they're looking to fulfill for production, to keep that production line going with those orders. So they have to, of course, do it in advance, right? So they're going to be looking to do that. So, all right. All right. Well, thank you, Thomas, there, just telling me that I said things correctly. So good. I think actually I heard of that dealership before, so I was glad that I said that right. So anyway, so this week there are a few models, bunch of that aren't scheduled this week because, again, we talk about cleanup week. This week's scheduling is actually still part of September. We're not into October's allocation system yet, so they're trying to finish out any dealer. If the dealer has open allocations not used yet, not fulfilled yet, they're going to be looking at their orders to fulfill them, not dealerships that are out of allocations for that specific model. So keep that in mind. If if this model is scheduling, your dealership has to have allocations for your order to be looked at this week. And a bunch of models are just a cleanup, and I do have a few that have some notes there. And so let's go through, run through these. So the 22 Mustang is scheduling, again, a cleanup week. So they're trying to fill in slots for the weeks of 10/31 to 11/21. So they're going to look for certain configurations that can fulfill those open slots based on dealers' allocations. Escape and Corsair, made in the same plant, they are not scheduling this week. Bronco Sport is not scheduling this week. 23 Edge is not scheduling this week, as well as the Nautilus, both built in the same factory. 23 Bronco, they are scheduling. Now, this week is not a cleanup week. It is actually startup for 2023 Bronco. They are looking to start up for production for the weeks of 10/31 to 11/21. We do have 10 allocations for this startup, and it looks like we have several orders that are previewing for those that got theirs in. So again, I highly recommend, if you have a 22 Bronco order that needs to be converted over to 23 and you haven't gotten with your dealer, I recommend you do that in the next day or two. So please be looking for that. Make sure you're doing that with your dealers, because right now Ford is going to copy that with 22 order as a 23 and give it a priority 99. That gives the dealer time to get with the customer and go over their order before making it a 10. Because if they made it a 10 right away and it gets scheduled and they go, wait a minute, I wanted to make a change. I wanted a different color, or I decided I wanted to, now I've saved some money since it's been a year that I can get a Badlands now. I want to make that change. You can do that. So that's why they leave it as a 99 and let the dealership move it down to 10. So if the dealership hasn't reached out to you, you need to reach out to your dealer. So you can keep that in mind. So Mike said, did post in here. He said, oh, you've been a member for 11 months already. Wow. Says, not sure I can outdo Reggie White, but I do have autograph items of Peyton Manning. Okay. I like Peyton. It says, way to go, KSU and KU. KU, 5-0, by the way, and ranked 19 in the country. You believe that? A basketball school and is ranked in football. That's crazy. Okay, moving on. 23 Explorer and Aviators, not scheduling. 23 Expedition and Navigator, they are not scheduling either. 23 Maverick, this is a startup week, so we thought it was last week, and it didn't happen last week. It's supposed to be scheduling this week, this Thursday. We do have 63 orders that are previewing right now. We'll talk about those here in a second, but they are scheduling for the week of 11/14. So some people have reached out and said, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense because I have a 22 order that's supposed to be scheduled and built that week. How are they going to do that? Well, probably the very beginning of the week, the first couple of days are going to be 22. Then they'll close that down. They'll retool for a day or two, and then they'll open it back up. Either that or these here will get pushed next week, the week after. We've dealt with a little bit of that in 22 model year, so we'll just see. So let's actually look at some of ours. I will tell you, of our 63 that are previewing, all of them, of course, we did what Ford told us to do. Hey, take those 22 orders, give them a higher priority, which would be 10, and then give your new 23 orders a lower priority. So we put all those at 15. And so we did that on our orders. So all of the orders that we have, first of all 63 are EcoBoost. So they selected right now what's previewing, and we don't know. That could change every day. Tuesday they start looking at orders and previewing. Wednesday it could be a different set of orders. Thursday. But what the reason they do that is they preview and they let us know as dealers what orders they're previewing, because in that, if we look at one and go, oh, wait a minute, he wanted a change or something, we can move the priority so that it won't be previewing anymore. And actually we did that with a couple orders, because we had somebody's order that we were like, oh, that got previewed really fast. It wasn't actually a carryover one, so we're actually moving it back. I missed it somehow. So we're going to move it back so it does not get previewed tomorrow. So that gives us a chance to do that. So of ours, again, all 63 are EcoBoost. Really, other than that one that we had, all of them are, what we did on ours was any order that we had from October is a priority 10. Any of the orders we had from November are priority 11. Any from December are priority 12, and any from January are 13. We do have a rental company that we have those in at 14. So that's how that works. So with that in mind, I looked through. I said, okay, well, of the ones that are previewing, where are they looking? Well, they're all EcoBoost. For one thing, we did not have any EcoBoost orders from October or November that didn't schedule. They all scheduled. So we pretty much everything from November. So all of ours are 13s and 14s and such for the most part. So looking at that, we do have, actually there was one from November, and it is previewing. So so we do have some in here that when I looked at that got overlooked. They were 13, and there were some 14s, those rental ones, that got looked at before. And so I looked at those, and the ones that one of the ones that they had splash guards on there. And again, I mentioned it before, and I'm going to mention it probably every week. Watch your constraint items. Watch what's on your order, and it will affect when it gets scheduled and whether or not it gets scheduled. I'm telling you right now. So please, if for those of you that are new, I'm just advising you to look at that. Splash guards are a very low commodity constraint item. So when a low in percentage, what is it? Let's gotta look at Maverick. Maverick is, Flash guards is 5%. Actually came up a little bit. It's 5% because probably a lot of people took them off. So 5%, it's a very low number, and they can be put on later. Let me do this. So I will tell you right now, anything that you can add to your vehicle later, I encourage you to wait and put it on later. Most of these things, if you're getting one of these trucks, you're probably a DIO person anyway, or DIY. That means you do things yourself, right? So you can put those tonneau covers, you can put some of those splash guards on, you can put some of those things on your vehicle later, the bed extenders and all that. Get it through Ford Accessories. In fact, Ford Accessories has a deal going on right now, 20% off accessories through the month of October. So this month there is an accessory. So purchase your accessories, put them in your garage, wait for your vehicle to come in, take those off your order. So bed extenders, the spray-in bed liners, drop-in bed liners, all those things, the bed covers and everything. Put them on yourself if you want. If you don't want to pay someone else to put it on, but you want it the same price as a factory, then put it on yourself and save yourself the money. So just keep that in mind. The other order that got overlooked happened to be a Lariat luxury package, which is constrained to 25%. Also had that driver assistance package, that Copilot 360 Assist, which is also constrained to 25%. So adding multiple things on there constrained it. Plus it had the 4K tow package, which at one point they said was a constraint, but is not now. So just keep that in mind. Watch those orders. So they will be overlooked. There could be a possibility next month where we could see some new orders be pulled in there because they're very basic build. If they don't have any of these packages on there, any of the constraint items, they could come up ahead of somebody that maybe even had a last year order if you leave those constraint items on there. And I know a lot of you out there are like, I want mine built the way I want it built. If you can configure it that way, it can be built that way. I should be able to order it, and it should be built ahead of everybody else. But not if it has a lot of constraint items on there. So it's your choice. If you want to keep waiting, if you waited and you've had an order since October, November, and you had those items and refused to take them off, and you still have them on there, again, just keep in mind your order could be overlooked. So just be careful on that. I'm just kind of throwing that out there just to I like to consult and help people out, and that's something that I've noticed, and I want everybody to be aware of that. So changes can be made right now. Don't forget on those Maverick orders. Even we found out this week that even the trim can be changed as well as the body code. Don't know if that's going to change in the future, but as of right now, we noticed we can change the trim. Did it on a couple orders, so that can be done as well. If you decided, oh wait, I want the XL or whatever, that can be changed right now. Drivetrains can be changed as well. I think we're going to try, there's somebody that talked to me that wants to actually get a trimmer instead. Tomorrow I'm going to see if we can actually change that to a trimmer from a all-wheel drive EcoBoost. So we'll find out. All right, moving on down, we have the Ranger. Ranger is scheduling this week. I think it's a cleanup week. They're scheduling for the weeks of 10/31 to 11/28. Things to note on this: limited stock. So we have 5 allocations, but nothing is previewing. That's because all we have left, all of our retail orders have already been scheduled. All we have left is stock. So since they're doing limited stock, nothing's previewing. For those retail orders, don't forget on the XLT, if you have the 300A or 301A, it requires the remote start to be scheduled. So you need to make sure that gets put on your order if you don't have it on your order. Also, Power Equipment Group is not available on the XL100A orders, and the XL101A and Lariat 501A are not available for scheduling this week. So keep that in mind. Looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of XLTs or Lariat 500As or XL100As without that Power Equipment Group. So keep that in mind. 23 F-150 and Lightning, they are scheduling this week for the weeks of, looking for production dates, the week of 11/7. So it does say very limited for the orders with the 2 kilowatt Pro Power on board for those gas motors. Also limited moonroofs. Very limited powered tailgates, so that would be your Lariats, right? And also very limited 5.0s and 2.7s and 3.3 liter engines available, it says. So it looks like they're gearing towards the 3.5 EcoBoost and maybe the Power Boost, because I know they were putting that off on some of the 22s, so maybe they have now been able to do that. 23 Super Duty is not scheduling this week. 23 Transit Connect Van and Wagon, they are scheduling. It's cleanup week, so the weeks of 11/21 and 11/28. So they're trying to fill in those 2 weeks. And Transit Van, no scheduling, and the Mach-E, no scheduling for this week. So anyway, so I kind of know I went on the Maverick, but it was also something to not only just look at, not just on your Maverick orders, but on all orders if you have constrained items. So not just the Maverick. So as we talk about different things that are constrained and very limited, that's kind of what I'm talking about there. So if you have, if you're looking to try to get your Ranger scheduled and you have an XLT 301A, make sure you add that remote start. So just telling you that, otherwise it will not get scheduled on those XLTs. So, and some other things to notice there. If you have a power lift gate on an F-150 or you have a moonroof, it may not get scheduled this week because it's very limited on how many they're going to do this week. So, moving into dealer news updates. So there has been an update to the 2022 F-150, and now we are talking about scheduled and unscheduled orders here. So if you have a scheduled order, and of course most of the unscheduled have now been pushed to 23, but if you have a scheduled order even that has not been built, says the heated steering wheel and mirrors removal is required on all unscheduled and scheduled orders. It says $140 for the steering wheel, $45 for the mirrors of a credit. Dealers will need to notify their customers. Starting 10/7, dealers need to add the option 94X and 76X where they apply. So 94X is the steering wheel. So if you have the heated steering wheel, you're going to need to remove that. And then the mirror, you're going to need to remove that too. So I've had some people say, well, no, just leave mine alone. I don't want to. Well, here's what's going to happen if you do that. It says by 10/30, you need to make those changes, or Ford will amend the orders on 10/14. It's going to happen anyway, folks. Just telling you, it's going to happen. If you don't do it, Ford's going to do it, and that's on those scheduled orders. So if you've already have a scheduled build date, they're going to amend those orders by Ford so just keep that in mind. So that's going to get done so it does say scheduled order will be amended by Ford on 10/7. So if your scheduled orders you can't make those changes, but if you have an unscheduled 22, I think they're pretty much done with. We talked this week. Yeah, they're talking about 23 scheduling. So I don't know if there's any unscheduled out there or why there would be, but all the scheduled ones, Ford's going to make those changes this week regardless. More constraint items. Let's talk about, or more chip items here. We have the 22 model year Super Duty, the advanced security package with the inclination and intrusion sensors, removal option 76D. Yep. So if you have it says all unbuilt Super Duties with advanced security package will have option 76D added to the order on 9/30. So that was last week. So this came out after the live stream last week. So that is you got $50 for the removal. Yay. It cannot be retrofitted. So basically what this is if you have the perimeter alarm, one of the couple components about that is the intrusion sensors or inclination sensors. So if somebody breaks in, you have sensors inside. If it sees there's somebody in there moving around, it's going to honk the horns, flash the lights and everything on the vehicle. So that's once a vehicle's locked, there's nobody inside, of course. So that is going to be, those sensors are going to be taken out, and they're not going to be put in on the order, as well as the inclination sensors. If somebody tries to jack up the front of it to take your wheels, it's going to set those alarms off. Again, those sensors are being removed. So the rest of it says the rest of the stuff on the perimeter alarms is going to still be there, but they're going to take out some of those other items to help get those produced there. Okay, enough of those things are taking off. Let's talk about something new that they're bringing. So the 23 model year Mustang Mach-E mannequin program for certified EV dealers is coming out. So this year, they're going to allow dealers to get, I think at least one it says, Mach-E. Based on the orders they received, they think they can do this. They can start giving dealers mannequins. So they will be required to keep that in for 60 days minimum. No mileage constraints there. And they can leave that in to basically for test drives, for service loaners, that kind of thing. So it makes it great for if you have an EV customer coming in needing service done, then they can give them a Mach-E to drive, right? So the configurations that are available is extended range is what they're looking for. Premium model, either all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, not including the Night Pony package. They won't put those on there. Or a GT or GT Performance, course, excluding the Night Pony package, is available, and those are extended range as well. So looking for the extended range versions there for the customers. So it says for dealers to accept the 23 model year Mustang Mach-E in current wholesale with entity selection by October 7th. So you have a couple days to do that. So I need a reminder. Put a little note there. Got to remind our inventory or our scheduling person that we take care of that. Something else that came up this week that I noticed, and that is the 22 model year Maverick integrated trailer relay modular. So this is actually Maverick Truck Club put this out there. So here's the graphic that I stole from them. So borrowed. They don't mind, right? We help each other out. So this came up. So you can see there, it does say the equipped, those Mavericks equipped with the integrated trailer brake modular without the adaptive cruise. So that'd be non-luxury, Lariat luxuries, as well as all your XLTs. And keep in mind, these are vehicles that were built between February 11th, 2021, and that is the correct date, through September 5th, 2022 are affected by this. So it says all affected vehicles may not conform to the requirements specified by the federal. Let me just skip to the good stuff here. So basically what's going on here is that brake light on the back is staying on. So vehicles with the trailer brake controller basically are having this issue. So now we're talking about the EcoBoost all-wheel drive with the 4K tow package. If you have hybrid, you don't have to be concerned about this recall at all. This is your trailer brake controller. So what's happening is when it's showing a gain of 0.5 or above, it's showing that the brake light is on. So you can actually take that trailer brake controller and you can brake the trailer. So it's actually has some issues there where that light, the brake light at the top is staying on after when you're not braking, which, you know, that's an issue there, right? It needs to be fixed. So I'm not sure how easy this recall is if they have everything, but it's probably just a simple wiring thing, probably not needing any parts, but you can check for that. I think actually Sarah has this recall on hers because she has a 4K tow package. So this recall has been out for a little while, but that's out there. Somebody actually had it happen to theirs and didn't realize that theirs was included on the recall. Does say delivery hold. So if there is a vehicle that comes in that has this on it, it may hold it up. So I think we have 19 that are currently in stock, Mavericks that came in the last week that haven't been delivered yet. They're all hybrid. I've noticed that. So I don't think we have any that are going to be stopped on this right now, but some could come in here in a little while. I think we have currently 19 Mavericks in stock. We've sold now 300. I think we sold last month. We sold about 14. Number one in the region for Maverick sales last week, which we're going to get to some of those facts here in just a little bit. And we have 65 that are en route that we should get this month too. So this is going to be a big month for us. I think October, we have 19 that are here that need to be booked and sold and delivered. They just haven't gone into finance, gotten through all the financing yet. And plus we have another, what did I just say, 64 that should be here this month. So, and what we figure in is not ones that would come in and where they end up rolling into November. We're actually ones that are probably here a week before the end of the month is what we figured. So we're probably going to sell a good 60, at least 60 this month. So that'll be a big month for us, which will help us as we roll into getting allocations for next month, right? Yep, we're good. All right, so moving on, order guide update. So they did some, and usually on 22 model year, I wouldn't be too focused on any changes to the order guide because now we're working on 23. But this one kind of made me kind of stop for a second. On the 22 Maverick, they changed the order guide. They added some wording, and it says two key fobs with perimeter, 1 keyless entry, and 1 depopulated, no keyless entry functionality. That's option 67H was added to the XL and XLT. So from what I understand here, and I did kind of reach out to the brand manager on this, I said, does this mean that the scheduled Mavericks that are yet to be built are going to have 1 keyless entry and 1 regular key? And they said, not at this time. That is not the plan. But they're on the Bronco Sport line side. They might have to start doing that on some of those. And so they're just being prepared, having it in the order guide and having themselves covered in case that does have to happen, so they can add that option to those orders and not slow down any production cycle for those being scheduled. So at this current time, not going to be a change in this, he said, but we don't know in the near future. We do have a month of productions yet to go, so it really just depends. They're hoping that they don't have to have this issue, but they're adding it to the order guide just in case. So wanted to make sure you guys know that. 22 Explorer, they did add to the order guide Sirius XM removal credit. So they added the credit on the base, which is 58R, XLT 200 and 202A equipment groups, which is also 58R, and the XLT 202A with the XLT technology package is option 58V. So basically the Sirius XM is being removed on some of those base and XL Explorers on the 22 model year. So that could be happening. Again, this has been added, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be done yet. We'll just have to keep our eye on it. The 22 Super Duty, they did add the wording. It says that they added the black appearance package without the spray and bed liner 17M, but I thought that was already there before. I think maybe they just finally added it to the order guide. Multi-contoured seat delete 91X was also added to the order guide. Again, those are two things that I think that was already happening, but now I think they've actually just put it in the order guide, so it's in there. Now, in the 23 Bronco Sport order guide, they did update some things on the Heritage Edition. So they removed the fender badge on the Heritage Edition. On the Heritage Limited Edition, they removed the door sill plate. It's not included anymore. They also removed, I noticed, the Oxford white door deco spear inserts is the wording. So they removed that from the order guide as well. So, and then they also removed navy pure micro suede with stitching from armrest and console. So on the armrest and console, it said that navy pure micro suede was on there, and they've removed that wording altogether. So it looks like, I think they're removing the navy pure out of that limited edition Heritage Limited, because also another one was the navy pure was removed from the instrument panel surround. So it looks like to me that they're removing the navy pure out of some of that. So just something to keep in mind there. So also on the 23 Transit Connect, they removed the color option Sedona Orange BP from the order guide. So keep that in mind. Tim, wow, thanks for the big donation. So $20. Thank you very much. I just rewound tonight's episode to try and catch up to where you are now. My wife and I are flying to Vegas next week as well. Oh, cool. We will be there Monday through Thursday. Well, that's when I'll be there. So, area. So, let me know. Yeah, email me, timothybarts@gmail. Let's see if we can meet up or something and say hi and have a drink or two. So, yeah. My Monday is actually, I'm going to get there early, enjoy a little bit of Vegas shopping, and probably watch Monday Night Football in the Mirage casino area. That's my plan. So we want to come on over for Monday Night Football. Come and join me. So just email me, Timothy Bartz. Definitely anybody else that wants to meet up in Vegas as well. Why not? Monday night. All right. Some build and price updates. We do have build and price now on the 23 Maverick, the 23 Ranger, and the 23 Transit, and I guess probably nobody really cares about any of them except for the Maverick. So let's go on over to this. There we go. So we do have this updated with the new pricing and everything right here. So XL, XLT, Larry, it's all there. We did see a couple things that I already let the brand manager know about to kind of be updating. Now, something you might want to be aware of. Now, let's go in here and let's start our build on an XLT Eco. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you're looking at your order sheet on your order and you're like, this price doesn't match up, it's like $600 too much on the website than it is on my build and price. Go down to summary and go down here. You see this $645. Oh wait, you can't see it. There, now can you see it? There you go. $645 right there. It says acquisition fee. That's for leases. So go into the little calculator there. Change that to finance. Save and can close. There we go. Now that's going to be accurate to your sheets. So making sure you do that. A couple people reached out to us and said, your sheet's off from what it says on the build and price. Try to do that and see if that matches up better. Also, I noticed what's something missing out of here. Let's see if it's showing up here, because I think we looked earlier. Those bed rails that were part of the luxury package last year that are now a standalone option, we're not seeing it on here. So I did let the brand manager know that was missing. So, yep, don't see it here. Nope, don't see it. So I don't know if it's on the luxury package or the XL, because it's even an option on the XL. But I do not see it. I don't think it requires a luxury package. According to the order guide, it does not, but we might try to see, because some of these options, like one of the things you'll notice too is if you look at the interior, just double checking on the lariat trim, it's not there on it either. If we go to interior, remote start, is it in here? Remote start is here, but when you click on it, it will tell you you have to add the luxury package. Boom, right there. So there you go. So, oh, and by the way, I did get clarification for those of you who care on the, because I had a question this, why if they took the adaptive cruise control and such out of the luxury package and put it in its own package, then why are we required to get the Copilot 360 package in the luxury package? It doesn't make sense since the luxury package has the same items as the XLT luxury package. Brand manager did let me know and says that they actually had that same recommendation for the plant, but the engineers said for some reason that they need that package to stay in the luxury package. So not sure what it is, but you know, we won't question our engineers. So, all right, moving on. So those building prices are up if you want to check those out and see how everything looks. And if you want to make any changes, you can see how the pricing affects those changes. So people have been waiting for it. And actually, I had to give kudos to them because that's pretty fast because the Ranger was launched a month and a half before the Maverick, and theirs got updated the same day as the Maverick, and their building price, they have 3 levels as well, is not as any more options than the Maverick. So great job to the people with the Maverick team getting the building price up. Not quite as fast as the order banks went, but who would have thought that I think they really thought 10.4 would be pretty quick. People wouldn't have ordered, but they are closed up. But anyway, all right. For Is It True this week, someone had reached out to us and actually called Ford customer support and asked, I want the black interior seats, but I don't want the black appearance package. Can I do that? You cannot do that. So just so you guys know that, I think, I'll let the brand manager know that Ford customer support was struggling with this question a little bit. You cannot get the black interior, even though you see it as an option. So let's actually, why not? Let's do this. You got any packages selected? Let's take this package off. Come on. And go. Anyway, okay. So if I try to go to the interior, it's not letting me do that. So if I try to go to the interior, you'll notice 2 options, desert brown, and we have this option here, which is your black onyx. So you do have an option for an interior, as you can see there. When you select it, black appearance package needs to be added. So you cannot add the black interior without going to the black appearance package, just so you know. That's on either of your 2 trims there. All right, so Tim, thank you again for another donation. So I saw the Lariat Lux package shares remote start and the build and price for 23. It does not include remote start. It is a standalone option. So let's double check. So if we go now, let's look at this. So if we have the, I gotta take it off. Okay, it's struggling a little bit. So everybody on there with me? All right, so if we click on the eye, it shows you all the features in here. Does it mention remote start? It does say key fob with remote start, doesn't it? All right, but if I go down to exterior options, interior options, get it right, Tim. All right, interior options, remote start is actually selected. So according to this, it is included. So I'll have to find clarification on that because the order guide does say that you have to add it, and all the ones that we ordered had to be added. So that is a glitch with the website. So we found one here. So I'll reach out to the brand manager and let them know about that. Thank you, Tim, for bringing that to my attention. So I will let the brand manager know that he owes you $5 for bringing that to my attention. But we'll get that definitely. Yeah, remote start on the Lariat trim. Question is, what about the XLT? So I don't know. Sorry, folks. If this is, you're like, okay, let's just move on, Tim. I get into this and trying to find these different things. So let's go to the luxury package. Let's choose it on the XLT. Okay, and then move on down to interior to the remote start. See, it is not selected on this one. It does. You do have to select it. So, in fact, in here it should say available on the XLT with the luxury package, on the Lariat with the Lariat the luxury package. So, looks like maybe it was just a glitch, unless we chose it earlier. Let's go back to the Lariat trim again. One last time. Got to give him credit here. Let's try this. So we haven't selected anything yet. Go down to remote start. It does say we have to add that, but let's say no right now. And let's go back up to packages and let's select the luxury package. Yes. And now let's go back down to remote start. Is it selected? It is not selected. So maybe we selected it earlier. There we go. So it actually is letting us select it separately. So it is not, but they do need to change the wording on the description there. But yes, so good catch there. All right, moving on down. And actually, you guys didn't see my screen. Sorry. I did all that without you being able to see it, but anyway, hopefully you guys, sorry about that. So, all right, moving on down. Is it true? We just covered that. You do have to get the luxury, the black appearance package to get the black interior. Now, moving on to October production. So, for those that are new, have orders in and wondering what we're doing here. So, at the beginning, towards the end of the month, letting dealers know what's going on for production plans and what each of the factors are planning for the next month of scheduling, which is for, they're going to let us know each month what their plan is. They're going to schedule in the month of October and your allocations. They also go over our allocations with us, or we have to go into the e-commitment to confirm those. They give us our allocation numbers for each of the different models and what the plan is for October scheduling and what they're scheduling for, like what months and weeks of production are they scheduling for, and also giving us information of things to keep in mind for our orders so that they can get scheduled a little bit easier. So here are some of the notes and everything. Now, first note that I noticed was over COVP. So I want you guys to listen to this. Everybody listening? I think this is important. So, okay, one of the things they mentioned on COVP is there will be no COVP allocation. COVP stands for Customer Order Verification Program. There's no special allocation being pulled on the 23 model year vehicles. So dealers will need to manage the 23 orders within their allocation. So they're basically saying the COVP will not help. That COVP order will not necessarily help it get scheduled any faster. They're all going to be scheduled based on dealers' allocations that they have. But it does say here, it says scheduling of orders may be delayed due to capacity and commodity constraints. So we kind of talked about that, right, already. Kind of beat a dead horse on that one. All right, and then also dealers still need to submit orders through COVP website and ensure orders meet name and address match criteria to qualify for incentives and price protection. So basically, COVP isn't going to help your order get scheduled, but it will help to price protect your order. So you'll want to make sure you get with your dealers, and I hate to like bombard dealers with people calling them, but if your dealer didn't do your COVP, it will affect if prices go up. We saw it on about every model last year in 2022, at least once, if not 2 or 3 or 4 times. Maverick, it was only once, which got to commend them on that. The price did go up. So last year it went up at the end of December. The prices went up on several different trims as well as several different packages. So if you don't have a COVP order and they go to do the price protection, your order, if it wasn't in the COVP, will not get price protection. There really aren't any incentives to choose right now. The lock incentive is standard rates, no rebates. So there's no incentive there to lock in, but price protection. So again, dealers still need to submit orders through COVP website and ensure orders meet name and address match criteria to qualify for incentives and price protection. So you will not be price protected when your order comes in unless they do the COVP. So you want to make sure they do that for you. Also, the name match policy has been amended to a monitoring system. What this means is that they're no longer, when a vehicle comes in, it usually, last year what had to happen was whoever ordered it had to buy the vehicle. So get that name match. And you had to be over a certain percentage or you could lose allocations the next month. Well, they've lowered that down to 60%. Basically, they're just monitoring it. So basically what this means is they're just looking for the dirty dealers in a sense. So it gives them the option to monitor and to take care of if they see any dealerships, having issues with this. So if they have any dealerships that aren't doing things and playing by the right rules, then they can monitor and they can audit at will and just take away allocations. So that's why they kind of left it in there instead of just dropping it altogether. That just allows them to take care of the dealers that aren't doing things the right way. So yeah, anyway. All right, moving on down. So we're moving to the 23 Mustang. So for this month, they are scheduling for 23 model year Mustangs. So those orderings are open. Hope you guys know that. I didn't do a video on what's changed for 23 because that first page had nothing, had no changes whatsoever. So I didn't do a video on that. But you can order a 23 Mustang. They are going to be doing December. They're going to be scheduling the month of October. Your allocations are going to go for December production dates, and that'll be the startup of 23. Keep in mind, 5.0 liter GT performance package, 0% stock orders and the Mach 1 handling package 0% for retail and stock orders. So the startup for production, it looks like Mach 1 handling package is not going to be available in this month coming up. 23 Escape gas, we're looking at December startup. So that means that the order banks are open up for Escape. Those people put in those orders. You can look this month to possibly getting scheduled for a December build date. So be looking for that. Some things to note on Escape: 0% stock hybrid allocations will be offered, and 0% base stock allocations will be offered. So you cannot order, actually this year you can't order a base for the Escape for stock, but you can, customers can. So that doesn't mean customers, it means stock. That's for dealers wanting to put vehicles on their lot, right? Not put in somebody's name. But if you want to do a retail order, you can do a base and you can do a hybrid, and they will allocate for those retail orders, just not stock orders. 23 Escape plug-in is they're scheduling for December build dates for startup. My video is really having issues here. Normally I restart it like 5 minutes before the live stream and I'm good, but I didn't do it today. All right. Any questions? I know there's some questions in here, and I don't want to like bypass questions, but yet I'm not finished here. So the CVP name monitoring relaxation by Ford, does that mean if I change my mind on my order and decide to let a friend or family member, then you should be able to. It's really up to the dealership. A lot of that, technically you're ordering through the dealership, and it's a dealer's order, and they're ordering it for you, but it's really it's totally at the discretion of the dealer. Some dealers are going to be nice and say, hey, if you don't want it, then that's fine. And some dealers may say, if you're not going to take it and put it in your name, they're going to say it's not a name match, so we're going to sell it and we're going to make money. We're not going to let you have a friend buy it. So that's really up to the dealership. So it's still going to be in that. So Mark said, is there another constraint with the Copilot 360 Active 2.0 besides Park Assist? 23 Platinum confirmation for the Ford list. It's Copilot 360 Active 2.0 prep package. So that active prep package, that takes out your parking. So Active Park, so still has the active, still has the Blue Cruise. You just wouldn't have the Park Assist. So keep that in mind. So, all right, I ordered Maverick September 17th, and then I got the Ford Comfort. I want to get through these notes, so some of these I can answer. Save those questions till later. You want to pop those in here in just a little bit for me. I'm going to go ahead and try to finish this up, but there is a question on COVP I want to answer here by Pink Snow Birdie. Have you guys done all your COVP stuff now? Just wondering, since I haven't talked to Eric for a bit, and I forgot to ask about COVP. Well, I can tell you this. So I did actually pull the COVP list today, and 755 have been entered. The ones that have not been entered are people that have not given us their paperwork back yet. We can't enter it. We've sent it off to them for signatures and everything, and we're still waiting for about, I think we're down to 783 orders. So we have about 30 orders that we're waiting for them to give us the paperwork back. So we got to get that back, or else we can't do anything about it. But out of those, we already have 5. Let me just pull it up. I have it saved here. So yeah, so we have about all the orders that have where we have documents back have been submitted. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, the dealerships are telling you how to do things. You shouldn't worry about them. But of the approvals, so you get this to pull up here. All right. So we have, why am I not seeing? There we go. 520 already been approved out of the ones submitted, which is 755 submitted. We have 234 that are pending. That means they're still looking at them. We do have one that needs to be resubmitted. It's a hold and needs to be resubmitted. But yeah, we have our COVP. Let me tell you, man, the person that does that over here has been working till 10:30, 11 o'clock every night, and even working on Sundays to get those put in. So it was one person submitting them all. So I got to give her kudos. I told her, I said, I feel bad. I think some of that has to be because of my fault. So I feel a little bad that she's having to work so hard. She's doing a great job at it. So, all right, moving on down. We gotta get through this, and then we'll get into questions full speed here. 23 Bronco Sport. They are going to be scheduling in the month of October for December build dates. Heritage Limited Edition will be distributed based on dealers' sales share of Bronco Sport sales, and allocation details are forthcoming. So we still don't know our allocation number yet. I don't know. Anyway, so it's coming. So we don't have that information yet. 23 Mach-E is scheduling for the month of December. And they are saying 0 selects are going to be scheduled. 0 California Route 1s are going to be scheduled. 0 premium, I actually was going to look this up, I forgot to. 3P rear-wheel drive is 0%, is all-wheel drive is 0%, and Mustang Night Pony package is 0%. So it looks like if you have a GT, you're good. And I know what I think that 3P is supposed to be like the extended battery probably. So if you have the standard battery, you're probably good there. But what are they scheduling? GTs? Looks like there's going to be a lot of GTs scheduled for the month of December, or for this month. So anyway, so also it says just to kind of note on the for September sales on the Mach-E, 2,324 were sold in the month of September, and they produced 8,121. Wow, that's pretty good. Now 23 Bronco, they are scheduling for the month of December. Of course, for the 23 model year. Something to note there: September they sold 10,892 Broncos and produced 13,318. By the way, Bronco is getting real close to Explorer production numbers and sales numbers. Something to note. It's little taking a little while to get there, but they're about there. 23 Edge is not scheduling for the entire month of October. So if you have a 23 Edge order in, take the month off. 23 Explorer is scheduling for the month of December, and they are working on their unfulfilled 22 model year allocations. So there are, like we had some allocations from 23 model year. They're carrying over. They're trying to give those allocations out. So you'll see some dealers will get those. Just something to note on Explorer: base 100A, 0% for stock orders. Limited hybrid, 0% stock orders. Platinum hybrid, 0% stock orders. So they're reserving all those for retail orders. Also, XLT luxury package, 0% stock orders too. Again, they're reserving those for those people. So John, thank you very much. Member for 5 months. I will be taking possession of my Rapid Red on Friday. Congrats. I know you've been messaging me about that. I have a car payment due on my old car Wednesday. Should I make my car payment? No. No, they'll take care of that. A lot of these things are done pretty quickly. Each contract is what they call it, where they pay that off like instantly. So I would not. So it probably would affect too, because what would probably happen is that would probably just come right back, because they wouldn't show it being paid off yet. So they're going to show what you have left, a remaining balance, and they'll end up overpaying on that. So I would not. So, all right, moving on. The 23 Expedition, they're going to be scheduling for December. The only thing that they noted there was, don't forget, dual exhaust is 5 to 10% that they're going to schedule for. So dual exhaust, stealth performance package, platinum, I believe, as well, if I remember right from last week. So 23 Maverick is going to be scheduling for December build dates. So pretty much, so if that's the case, then probably what they're really scheduling for is not the week of the 14th, but probably the 21st, if anything, because the week after that would be 28th, which would be going into December production. So more than likely, what they're scheduling for this week that we've been talking about isn't going to be the 11/14. It'll probably get pushed to 11/21 more than likely. And then they just kind of reminded people of all the constraints. So if you're, normally they just say, look at the constraint list, but on this one, they actually put it on there. They said trimmer package, 3%, or trimmer appearance package is 3% commodity. Tonneau cover, hard trifold, 4%. Tonneau cover, hard roll-up, 3%. Bed mat, 2%. Bed tray, 1%. Bed extender, 1%. Splash guards, 5%. Take those all off your orders if you have them on. Talk to your dealers tomorrow. Take them all off. Little note, September, the 3,175 Mavericks were sold and 6,384 were produced. And also in the month of September, they took 86,000 orders. So there you go. 23 Ranger they're looking at December dates that they're going to be scheduling for next month, and they're looking at unfulfilled 22 allocations, which we have several of those. They're going to carry over. They also noted too, XL 101A 0% retail in stock are going to be scheduled. Lariat 501A 0% retail in stock. Splash Jungle Edition, 0% retail or stock orders, and Black Appearance Package, 0%. So it looks like they're going to be scheduling a lot of XLTs, if you look at it this way, or the XLs without that Power Equipment Group 100A. They'll schedule some of those, as well as some Lariats with the 500A. So that's something to look at there. So also to note, a fleet option XL 100A with the Power Equipment Group will be selected. So, but only for fleet orders, not for retail orders or stock. On the 23 F-150, not scheduling in the month of October. Whoa. So not scheduling at all. So there you go. Super Duty as well. 22 Super Duty is not scheduling in the month of October. So if you have an order for either one of those two and it's not scheduled, again, it's going to be a month before you're going to probably see your order get scheduled. 23 Transit Connect Van and Wagon is going to be scheduling for December/January build dates. 23 E-Transit for December build dates, and 23 Transit for December build dates. Note on 23 Transit, Van, and Bus with the GTDI engine at 3.5 liter, 0% stock orders. So they're going to focus only on the retail orders for those engines. And then on the Lincoln side, 23 Nautilus, not scheduling this week or this month. 23 Navigator is like with the Expedition, they're scheduling for the month of December. 23 Corsair Gas is scheduling for December build dates. The plug-in is not scheduling for the month of October, as well as on the Aviator plug-in, not scheduling. And then even the 23 Aviator Gas, they're not scheduling either. So there you go. That's all I had. I can get to the questions because I know you guys have been posting those in there. Can you check, William said, can you check L57S? It's a XL hybrid. Yeah, I can do that. And don't forget, William, you can always reach out to Lonnie or email me, and I can check that order too. Instead of doing it on the live stream every week, you can always, let me know and I can look it up for you. Let's just do that. I looked up some of the orders but last night, but it got to being late and I stopped. So let me see where this is at. L57S. Well, is that here? Because I am showing. All right. Now, did yours get scheduled? Yeah, yours didn't get scheduled, right? So we wouldn't be looking up scheduling because nothing's scheduled for 23 yet. So yours was a 22 that didn't get scheduled, got pushed to 23, right? So we're waiting to get scheduled. So, and as I mentioned earlier in the live stream, we don't have any of the hybrids being previewed. So anyway, there you go. All right. So let's start with some questions. I'm not going to go back up. I'm going to kind of start where I have Chris here. Had a question. I asked my dealer how many allocations they got. He said, as of right now, they have 32 additional allocations, which covers us. What does he mean? Well, so we were given two numbers, one that would take care of our 22 carryover orders, and then another number which was additional allocations for 23 outside of those rollover orders. And that's the number they'll probably be talking about. And not sure how they can dictate whether or not their order's covered because it's not going to necessarily go in that order. So just keep that in mind. All right, Mayhem said, how many 22 Maverick orders had to roll over to 23 in the USA? Don't know. So, and they probably won't tell us. So, all right, can you please let me know if M92J has been approved yet? Also, can the remote start key fob be retrofitted, or does it have? No, if you get one aftermarket, it's going to be a little key fob that goes along with your other key fob. It won't. You cannot upfit the key fob, I don't think. Might check with aftermarket because I know in some vehicles they can actually give you the remote start in it, aftermarket as well. So I'm not sure on the Maverick though. All right, so CAVP. I don't want to actually spend most of the stream. Hopefully we don't have too many people asking to check COVPs. Just know that it's gonna get approved. Submitting it is the first, because even if we don't get an approval on it, they'll tell us what needs to be done and we'll get that, and then we can resubmit at any time. So they will get done. So as long as they've been submitted, which yours has been submitted, and yours has actually been approved as well. So we're good to go there. But for anybody else that has one, again, like I mentioned, we have 755 that have been submitted out of our 783. And so, we have, what is that, 28 that we have not submitted, and that's because we are waiting for them to give us our paperwork back. So if you have an order with us and we sent you the docs, you signed them and sent them back, yours has been submitted. So just keep that in mind. So the only ones that aren't are the only people that have not turned theirs back in. So you don't need to call your salesperson and say, "Did you get my paperwork? Did you get my paperwork? Did it get submitted?" I guarantee you, she submitted 755 out of the 783. The only ones are people that have not. So if you've returned it back to us, then you can check with your salesperson if you want to, but we've got it taken care of. Tomorrow is the deadline for that, is what we've been told. I did see a note on the COVP website that it may be moved to October 13th, possibly. So anyway, all right, moving on down. Dan says, how long are COVP approvals taking? Mine has been 2 weeks and I'm still pending. Like I said earlier, out of the 755, we have 520 approved and 234 that need approval that are still pending. Let's see, some of these were submitted 9/19, 9/21, 9/20, 9/22, 9/23, 9/26, 27. Of course, October. There's one October 4th. So 19th. So we still have some from the 19th that haven't been approved yet, that are pending, which means that we're just waiting on them. So could take a little while. So, all right. Any tremors among your preview Maverick? 5. Which, if you do the math, that's 8%, which is exactly the number they said they were going to be looking at. So I forgot I was going to mention that earlier. So according to this constraint guide, tremors are going to be built at an 8% number, and out of our 63, 5 Mavericks are being 5 tremors are being previewed, which is exactly 7.9%. So pretty darn accurate. So yeah, we got some that are previewing, so including one of our members. So all right. All right. All right. So I think I missed some questions. I gotta do this. Hold on. Give me a second. All right. All right. COP approved and 23 Bronco order is in. Keep your fingers crossed for me on Thursday, please. Yes. Can you note the constraints on transit orders? Yeah, I could do that. So again, I'm here for any vehicle. Maverick seems to be where most people are coming from, and really why this live stream started was because of the Maverick people, so you can thank them for that. But yes, I'll do any model you want. We can talk about something other than Maverick if you want. So transit. Oh, here it is. Okay, transit. It says the CHR radio is 10 to 20%. The high roof is 25 to 35%. Medium roof is 30 to 40%, and low roof is 20 to 30%. So that's just breaking down what their goal is on them, what they're going to produce of each. Van and bus with the GTI engine, as we mentioned earlier, the retails are at 21%, no stocks allowed on that engine. So that's that 3.5 liter engine. So if you have that, it's 21% on the retail side. So there you go. Happy to do that. Any other models, let me know. We can go over those as well. Sorry if you answered this already. Does this sliding rear window come with the Copilot 360 on the XL? Does not come with it, but to add it, you have to add the Copilot. So, in a sense, so like on the luxury package on the Lariat, it's kind of the same way. With that package, you're required to add the Copilot 360. So if you want to add the sliding rear window on the XL, you have to add the Copilot 360. Let's double check. Let's have a little fun here. All right, this time I'll remember. There we go. I remember this time. All right, let's go and check that out. So go into the XL. All right, and if we go to exterior, we haven't added any options yet, so it does not have the Copilot 360. So if I want to add that manual sliding rear window, it should pop up and tell me, there you go, add Copilot 360. So it does require to add it. And keep in mind, when you add that Copilot 360, you also get the power mirrors. It comes with that on the XL trim. So that shouldn't have changed from last year. There we go. All right. So what else? Rudy says, are allocations given on a monthly basis? Yes. My dealership says they are canceling my Maverick order due to one allocation. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't do that. Yeah, they shouldn't do that because there are allocations still yet to be determined and to be handed out. And so, I mean, they even said in the webcast that they did for dealers that there's 15% of their allocations that they did not hand out and give to dealers or anyone, just in case there's any production lulls or any production halts, and that covers them. So basically, they've allocated out everything they feel like they can guarantee to dealers. So there's still a lot of allocations that are yet to be determined within the region. So what will happen is every region will receive a certain number of allocations, right? And so then there's going to be extra allocations within the region to be given out. So anyway, I won't tell dealers how to get those because I want all of ours. So, but there you can get those. So anyway, all right. David said, "Hi, sorry if you ordered this. Answer this already. Okay? I already answered that question. All right, moving down. Paul said, I placed an order for 23 Maverick Hybrid on September 17th. No confirmation from Ford. Any thoughts? Placed an order. Not all the emails are going through. I will say this. If you order with the dealership and they did not fulfill, there's a bottom part of the order. There you put your name in there, and then there's a bottom part. If they check the box that says they didn't provide an email, then they don't have to fill in the rest, but the order gets submitted. Now, if they do fill out the rest and they put the wrong email address in there, then you wouldn't have received the email. If you didn't receive that, you can still check with them and see. Best way to ask now, an order sheet isn't a 100% confirmation that changes have been made to an order, but a DORA is. So I would request a DORA, a copy of the DORA. Say, can you send me a copy of my DORA? I just want to, make sure I got everything right and that the order's in, because that DORA is going to actually show you that the order was submitted, what date the order was submitted, and everything else like that, and how it's equipped. So then that's a guarantee that the order has been submitted, right? Okay. So that's what I would probably do, is kind of reach out and ask to see that DORA, and see if they'll provide that for you. Maverick, I asked my dealer to add bed lighting. They said no, it's a dealer installed at 700. Is this a constraint item, or am I force them to add it to the order? Okay, so it is not a constraint item, and as we can see that, I hate when dealers do this. Okay, if you look here, it's $320 from the factory, and they're going to charge you $700, because I won't be surprised. This bed lighting is not easy to install. It is a dealer installed option. So here's what's going on. So when you order this from the factory, there's a couple of these items that are dealer installed. If you haven't watched my complete guide videos, I can explain this. And the bed lighting is one of them, where when you order from the factory sends that to the dealer, and the dealership installs it at free of charge. So they cannot charge you for the install. Ford pays them for the install, but evidently the dealer doesn't know that Ford pays them for the install, because they're trying to get people not to do it. So what they're doing is they're trying to take off any DIOs off of your order. Now, it could speed up the order. The Looms bed lighting is not holding up orders. It's not on the constraint list. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's not on here. It is not on the constraint list. So I would tell them, I'm like, I would even tell them, say, well, from what I understand, that is an option I could add. I'd like to have it added from the factory. And if they say no, say, why not? Can you please add that? Have them add it. It will save you, what, $320 to have it put on from the factory, and it is not holding up builds. So I know that our service guys don't like those, because it does take a while to install those, and there's less work they can get done. But and I think Ford should change that a little bit, because that isn't fair to dealers that they're installing those. But anyway, all right, moving on down. All right, real quick, I did see Martin did post in a member chat here. It says my 23 Lightning Lariat is scheduled for 11/7. Awesome. Can I still make changes to the order, like removing the spray and bed liner constraint to speed up delivery? At this point, I wouldn't touch it. Usually items like that can't be, sometimes you can take items off. Color changes shouldn't be a problem. You're still a month out. you should be able to change the color. They can try to, so when they go into the order, they can try to remove that spray and bed liner off of your order, and then they can submit it, and then they'll tell them whether or not, you know, yes or no, it can't or cannot be added, and they'll try to amend the order. So anyway, so yeah. All right. So William says, thanks, check my grandson's, his is a rollover. Yeah, your L20S is in transit. So I will tell you that, William. I know it's in transit. Not sure. It should be close to Kansas City by now. That's one of the ones I hadn't gotten to that I knew. Last I checked, it was hit the junction in Arizona. But by now it's either in Illinois, hit the junction in Illinois, or it's in KC. KC, yep, it is in KC right now. ETA is October 6th to the 12th. So yeah, always look at those ETA windows. Once it's been released from the factory, look at the ETAs, go by that. So just give the dealer that opportunity. So on the 6th, then you can start thinking about whether or not it's there. So we got a couple days, but it should be here in the next week or so. So awesome. So cool. All right. Alan said, I ordered a Bronco Sport, received email from Ford that it has been scheduled for week of 11/21, but I get an error when I enter the VIN and order tracking number. That's because it hasn't been built yet. So yeah, on the order tracking, once it goes into production, then you know, when you get closer, like let's say 11/14, 11/20, somewhere in there, then you can start putting that in, and it might say in production. But at this point in time, there's nothing for it to track because it's just scheduled at this point. It's not in production. So until it goes into production, that's when that tracking is actually of use for you there. So, all right. All right, Chris said, if a dealer says they have 20 allocations, does that mean that 20 will be scheduled this month? No. Yeah, well, if that's their allocation for this month, yes. Not sure about what allocations mean, but my dealer says 32, and that covers us. So we get allocations each month. So right over here, here's our dashboard. See, these are the allocations we get this month. So like on F-150, we received 57 allocations this month. So we've been fulfilled 19 of those allocations so far. We still have 38 that need to be scheduled, and they're planning to schedule 11 of those this week. So that's your allocations each month. If they don't fulfill your allocations this month, those roll over into the next month. And so, yeah, each month you get allocations and commitment. So we went through ours of what we're supposed to get this next month. So we should know for the next month what we're going to get, but not necessarily for the entire year. It's usually done on a month in, a month out basis. All right, Blanca, you had donated $10. Thank you, Blanca. Says, hello, McArthur, did you get to see inside color of trimmer? What color of the interior roof? Is it gray? Well, let's take a look. It's actually on the build and price right now, Blanca, so you can check it out there. So let's go over. Bam. All right. So look here. Let's go to packages. That's on the Excel. We go Lariat, because I know yours is a Lariat. And we go to packages. Let's hit the trimmer package. And there you go. So there's your trimmer package. Now if we go to the interior, we can kind of look at that. So there you go. There's your interior. You still have some blue, some navy pier on the bottom part, as you can see here. The headliner looks like it's a gray color there. If we hit the 360, should be able to move around a little bit. There you go. So you can kind of see what that dash looks like. Move up. See, it's kind of a gray color, not a tan, kind of a gray, light gray color on the headliner there. And then still have some navy pier interior here along with the black accents. So instead of the orange accents, you're getting, it's blacked out. So you're getting that. On the Lariat, of course, it would be the brown instead, of course, other than the XLT. But there you go. Actually, I like the interior. I will say the black, while we're at it here, let's check out let's go back to packages. And let's go to the black appearance package instead, just so people can look at that and see what that looks like. And yes, I want to make that change. Go back to the interior. If you look at that one, it's showing kind of the navy pier as well. So really looks a lot like the trimmer interior, right? As well. So it looks pretty much the same as the trimmer interior. So there you go. Bam. All right. Hopefully that helps out. That's for the Vegas strip. Color is not a true color. Color is not a true color. You want me to put $5 on black for you? Or red? All right, moving on down. We got Alan here. Says I ordered a Bronco Sport. Received. Oh yeah, we did that. I got Chris's too. Oh, it's about ready to pop down. All right, I gotta scroll up. So whenever I think I'm caught up, then it just refreshes and drops everything down. How many orders? Eugene said how many orders for were 2022? How many orders of the um, of ours are 22s? 100 and something. I can't remember the exact number. So yeah, because now they're all 23s. They're all the same, right? So yeah. All right. So did I get all these questions? Oh man, I have a lot of questions. All right, I'm gonna try to breeze through these if I can get caught up. All right, Vicky said, Tim, please check my order. Thank you. Oh, yours is getting real close, Vicky. D39S. I'm kind of bouncing around on the questions here. Sorry, folks. If you're trying to follow along, I'm way behind. All right. Oh yeah, actually yours says awaiting shipment. It actually origin received. It is at the ramp. It is at the ramp. It's about ready to be shipped out here. So finally, it does give us October 8th to the 14th. I don't think that's happening if it's not out. Oh, what was the date of that? That was October 3rd. Oh, which was just yesterday. So yesterday is at the ramp and the plant. So making waves. We're getting there. All right. All right. I finally got a verified order. Cross your fingers. Yep. There we go. All right. Is it true that orders beyond the dealer's allocations will be canceled by Ford? No, that is not true. It's not true. That's a great is it true. I wish I had that earlier. You should have emailed that to me. I could have used that earlier for is it true. No, it's not. So we've been told how many allocations we're going to have, and it's less than our orders. We're not canceling anything, and Ford's not going to cancel the order. Ford doesn't have time. All right. Are any orders with a black appearance package previewing? That is hard to tell because I can tell the tremors because it's a body code, whereas a black appearance package is a package, and I can't actually in the orders on the also I'd have to go into each of those 63 to see how many are black appearance package. So not something I had time to do today. So anyway, might do is once they're scheduled at the end of the week, probably over the weekend, I can go through and kind of look and break that out for next week, but probably not in here. So be careful with the math. Is my math wrong? How many of your 783 orders are rollovers? Yeah, I don't know. I know it's like 100. I think it's 130, somewhere around that number, if I remember right. All right. Bronco Sport. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Now I'm caught up. I heard that the F-150 heating steering wheel and heated mirror delete for 2023. Can you confirm? Covered that earlier. I probably missed that part. Let's see here. I covered that under the dealer news. It was actually on the 22 model year, not 23 yet. So hopefully they take care of that for 23. But that is on the 22s that are not scheduled, or that are scheduled. I mean, that aren't produced yet. So that is being added to the 22s as of right now. It was not. They did not include the 23s in that notice yet. I'm not saying it won't happen. All right. What incentive does Ford or dealer have to deliver Broncos to order holders or convert orders prior to November 21, 22? They're rewarded with stock by delaying and ADM by diverting. So yeah, we need to confirm. I know we need to confirm those by November 21st, and that's so that they can start scheduling those out. We had, like I said, we have 10 that are of our 22 orders that are being scheduled this month, and out of our, I think we have 60 that had to switch over. So pretty good number there. But so yeah, so. And dealers can put stocks in, but unless it's a configuration where they need to fill in slots, they're not going to schedule them. So we haven't had any stocks get scheduled. We've been able to put stock in there. We got a couple big bends in there. Those are the quick turns that Ford usually can fill in with for production, but we haven't been allotted any. So anyway, all right. So you forgot to put. All right, is it true that orders? Whoa, did it again? Okay. There we go. All right. I ordered an 2022 F-150 XLT 5.0 Black Appearance package on May 5th. It's arriving next week. Unfortunately, I learned Ford deleted the Copilot 360 Assist 2.0 and built-in navigation. Yeah, they did remove the navigation. That's something I had mentioned. I think they did that. Yeah, they did that quite a while back. But yeah. So they were taking out that the Copilot 360 Assist 2.0. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones that they have highlighted, and I know I don't cover them each week because there's a lot of them. But yeah, that was quite a few different things that they had take off a lot of the F-150s to get them produced. Finally got a verified order. Okay. Dealer said that. All right, my dealer said they won't be doing COVP because they have more 22 orders than allocations. As Ford said, what is going to happen where the dealer does not have enough allocations? They won't be built. So there's not really anything they're going to do. I have an opinion on that, whether I don't know if it's true or not. So for instance, they said they took 86,000 orders, right? And if they can make close to 86,000 orders, eventually they'll give the allocations are going to have to go to the dealers that have the orders that don't have enough allocations, right? I mean, that's you would think, right? So if you have a dealer that has allocations but they don't have any orders, would they not divert those allocations to the dealers that have the orders to fulfill them, or else they won't be producing? Or are they going to give those dealers stock orders, and then flood the market with vehicles that are priced $10,000 over on those stock units? So I think we'll see how things progress, but I think eventually we're probably going to see kind of like we did last year, where they said, okay, normally we do this by allocations, but we're going to have to shift this and go by dates and that kind of thing to help fulfill the orders. I think at some point they will need to do that because they're going to have a lot of orders at dealers that don't have allocations, and then they're going to have dealers that don't have orders and do have allocations. So at some point it's going to have to even itself out, right? So that's why we're just holding steady and just know that Ford's going to do the right thing. So, all right, Richard says, if my salesman at McArthur hasn't sent me paperwork on my XL Maverick, then you're saying it hasn't or it will not get built. No. So your order's in. Again, the COVP is what price protects you. So, and I think we've already talked about, didn't we already look up yours? So let's look it up, because, yeah, yours is approved. So you not only as a salesperson sent you paperwork, you signed it, and you sent it back, and we submitted into Ford, and I've already received the approval on yours. So it is approval right here. I see it. So you're good to go. No worries about that. All right. It said 23 Bronco production starts when? The build dates, they're scheduling. What did I say? Startup week of 10/31 to 11/21. So it looks like the beginning of November is when they're going to start building 23 Broncos. There you go. All right. Any idea on Bronco Heritage being able to be ordered as a standalone? Not sure the current order. It's its own trim. So, and I'll be doing videos on that soon. But Bronco, the trims basically go base, you go Big Ben. More here. There it is. So here's your building price for Bronco. So 23 Bronco. Heritage is its own trim. So you have base, Big Ben, Black Diamond, Outer Banks. Scroll down. You have Heritage Edition. So Heritage Edition is its own trim. So it's based off of the Big Bend equipment in a way of features. So you're going to take what's on the Big Ben and then add a bunch of other features, and I'll cover that in my videos as soon as I can. I'm going to work my way through. I'm going to skip a little. I'm going to go base, Big Ben, and then I'm going to go Heritage Edition actually when I do my videos, because I feel like it kind of goes in that transition. And then I'm going to go the Black Diamond and then come back to the Outer Banks and such and work my way through that. So the Heritage Edition is its own trim. So you would choose that trim, and of course 2-door or 4-door there. So. And then be able to order as a standalone. So you're saying as a new order, we don't know that date yet. So right now, those that had a 22 that can carry over to 23 can go ahead and order and change their orders to the Heritage Edition if they want to. So the ones that had a 23 unscheduled will get the first shot at getting themselves in line for a Heritage Edition. Yes. Vols 50. What? Vols, what are you doing? It says Vols said $50. Wow. It says Sarah, Lonnie, and other Law McArthur employees yesterday. The Mav rides like a flying carpet. Blessed to be a Law McArthur customer and spread the good news about a dealer who treats their customers like their grandmother. Tim, you are awesome. Well, thank you very much. Uh-oh. We have an errors. All right. Sounds like we're having issues. Let me crash some programs here so we don't interfere in this. So hopefully we don't have any issues there. Thank you, Vols, for that. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. All right. I got to continue with these here. Any idea? All right. Joe said, will Ford delete the Copilot Assist 2.0 and built-in nav from the 23 F-150? That is possible. I've done some videos on the 23, right? And I can't remember. I think it's in there as an option. So if they need to, they can add it. A lot of times they'll put that in there just so that they're able to do that if they're having constraint issues. So Chris says, my dealer called me today and told me my 23 model year Maverick order, 22 rollover, was previewing today for a build week of 12/5. Does that mean it's scheduled, that it will be scheduled? No. And actually, I don't know why. They actually, if you look, so let's look at ours real quick. I know I'm trying to get through these quickly. So we have ours previewing here. All right. These are previewing. And if I click on one, it doesn't actually give you a date when it's going to be built. So I'm not sure where they're getting that date from. It's showing when the order was submitted and created, but it's not showing until it gets scheduled. Actually gets scheduled, it won't tell you what dates it's scheduled for. So we don't know. And actually we've been told 11/14, not 12 whenever. They're not scheduling for those months until later. So just because you're previewing, all these orders could change tomorrow. We can have 63 different orders being previewing today. So previewing is just that. It's just previewing. But it is a very likeliness that unless something changes or something changes on another order, that those will still continue to get, they will be the ones that schedule. So that is a high probability. So yeah, so good chances there, which is good because it sounds like your dealer did the right thing. They prioritize yours to 10 so that yours should get scheduled as one of the first ones. So kudos to them. All right, King Bob III, that's what it is. Can you talk about 23 F-150 constraints? All right. I don't see any. Actually, it's not showing any in here for the F-150 for 23. Oh, I know why. It's not showing anything because these constraints are for next month, and they're not scheduling the 23 F-150 next month. So I mentioned that earlier in the video. Forgot about that. So they wouldn't give us constraints because since they're not scheduling it, it's not really worth talking about because they're not going to schedule the F-150, the 23 F-150 next month. So I saw somebody put hashtag trimmers for Christmas. So if this plays out right and we have mid-November build dates, we could see trimmers being delivered to customers by Christmas. So we'll see. We'll keep our eye out on that for them. All right. Oh, I missed your question. Okay. Could you pop it back in there for 4 high, 4 low? Pop your question back in there. I did. My screen jumped, so I was scrolling up, and then I decided to just go back down. So, yeah, pop that in there again, and I'll get your question answered there. Sorry about that. Jim says, can you confirm the price of the Lightning Pro has increased? Yes, it has. I see it's $51,974 now on the website. Well, unless I don't have an order, you have to get an invite to order and then go in there and have the Pro available. But that's probably the new pricing when Pros do become available. So I can't confirm that for sure because there's no new price sheet on the Lightning. I actually didn't check today. Let's check the order guides and price list and see if there's a new price list for the Lightning. Let's just look. 23 and go. While I'm waiting. So normally when they do a price increase, they will give us a new price list. It is new price list. Price list PL 325. So we have a new price list. I need to download that. I like to keep all of them, copies of them. So it looks like, oh wait, that's for, am I just looking at F-150? Oops, darn it. I closed it, sorry. Give me a second. I guess we can come over here and you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so let's go to the price list guides. For dealers that don't know, just go to sales, order guides and price lists, 23, and they're in here. I don't know whether or not Ford cares I'm showing this, but a lot of people don't know, a lot of dealers don't know how to get to this, so I like to make sure I show that. So, okay, moving down, we do have the Lightning price list is PL 320, but it's still from the 8th of August. So they have not updated the any pricing on the Lightning. So as of right now, it still should be based off the old pricing, but I would assume when they actually open up for you to be able to order a Pro and an XLT, then it does look like it's more expensive on the website. So they probably are getting people prepped and ready for that. So Rumesh, $5 donation. Thank you. My dealer put the priority as 19 on my Maverick XL hybrid order. Do you think it can get changed if I ask them? It's really up to the dealer. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully they can move it down. And really, if everybody else is at 19, then it's okay. But it's for people that, you know, did not, if they have other orders at the dealer that are below 19, then, you know, it's the advantage of those orders, right? So, yeah, there you go. How many orders were 20? Okay, yeah, I answered that. Is the acquisition fee new and mandatory? Was it the separate fee? Okay, like I mentioned, that's for, I mentioned earlier, you probably missed that part when I talked about it, but the acquisition fee is for leases. So if I go down here and I hit that calculator, you'll notice it's not in there, or it's there on a lease. So if I'm on a lease deal over here, oh wait, you're not seeing what I'm doing. Sorry. So if I'm over here on a lease deal, you'll see I'm on lease, the acquisition fee is in there. But if I click over to finance deal, it's gone. So yeah, so the acquisition fee is for a lease. So that's usually a fee that you pay on if you're going to lease the vehicle. And usually you can't lease an XL, at least you couldn't last year. So moving on down. I didn't see the front license plate bracket on the build and price for MAV 23. Does that have to be added to an order with Law McArthur? I'm required in my state. We do need to add it if you are. So all the people that I put in orders with, I said, hey, do we need a front license plate bracket? Are you in a state that requires a front license plate? And then we can add it. So yeah, get with your salesperson and let us add that to it. That's something that shouldn't be a big deal, even if it gets scheduled, but it wouldn't take long. It's a no cost charge. Put it on there, and that way we can have that done. You want to make sure when it comes in that you let us know, because he has not been installing front license plate brackets on any Mavericks, and unless the customer requests it. So you want to make sure that we get that put on for you. So again, no charge option there. So Lewis, $10. Thank you very much. You guys are very generous tonight. It says, Law McArthur, hey boss, if I ordered a 23 Maverick Lariat with Copilot 360 and Lux package, how long would I have to wait? The order was placed 9/16 or 15, I believe. Depends on the dealer you're with, depends on their allocations, depends on what orders are ahead of yours, as well as the priority is a big thing right now. So like you'll notice on the 63 that we're previewing, and none of those were our new orders because I prioritized all of the rollover orders first. So of our 63, all of those are the rollover orders. So not any new orders. So keep that in mind for that. So that's how that usually works. So, all right, Robert says constraints for 23 Escape, please. Okay. All right. Hybrid, 0%. No stock orders allowed, and it says S series, which is your base, it says 0% as well, and it says no stock orders allowed. So, yeah, so there you go. Everything else is pretty open on those, so nothing else. Thanks for the question on that. So I like talking about other products too. I'm not scheduled, but my dealer is telling me I can't change that to Alto Blue. Do colors balance out? No. So he's probably thinking, I assume you're an XL. And at the beginning, for a while, there was a glitch where on an XL you couldn't choose the Alto Blue without being able to schedule to put it in there, submit the order. But then they fixed that on the Monday after the 19th. They fixed that to where you could, so you can go in there. So telling me you'd like to have that change, it should be available. The colors don't balance out. Well, I have actually seen it balance out on a couple. They did balance out on smoke quartz, I know, on the 23 F-150, but not this early, not this time. So, all right. Alan says, thanks for the answer my question. Good, good. I think I still haven't missed the 4 high, 4 low, and I haven't got to that question yet. So, after 60 months, my hybrid rate is being delivered to dealer this week. Should pick it up Monday or earlier. Thanks, Tim, for all the info you have delivered to all of us in the past year. Thank you, Dale. All right. And Richard says, Tim, why hasn't my salesperson sent my paperwork when I submitted my XL Maverick as a pre-order and should have been submitted to y'all when the order being open? Okay, Richard, I think I answered this probably after this, but yeah, we got yours was all already approved, so you're good. So, any idea the Lightning Wave 4 begins? Don't. I looked today and I don't see, unless we didn't get any Wave 4s, I don't see that it's been posted. So maybe next week. Further price increases like Pro today. That might be a kind of a prequel to maybe it getting them going out this week, and having an increase on those two vehicles may mean that we might see some Pro and XLTs being able to be ordered. We'll have to see. You know, I'd really, it's not good for those that had invites, and then they couldn't order a Pro because they were sold out, and then they raise the price $5,000, and then they say, okay, yeah, you can order now. So basically what that means is that you sold too many too cheap, and now you want to raise the price. I don't know. Just that's the way it looks. I'm sure a lot of you guys are in that same thinking as well. But so anyway. All right. Let's see. Any idea? Okay. Can you mention what allocations for transit orders are you currently have? Can you mention what allocations for transit orders you currently have? I think we have one. And transits aren't scheduled this week, so it doesn't matter. We have one. Nope, we don't have any. We had one, then one got scheduled, so we're out of allocations for this week. But we'll get more allocations for next month or next week. And I don't have those numbers. I'll try to get those before next week. All right, James, thank you very much. Says on McArthur, how much longer will we be able to make changes to the 23 orders like trims until it schedules? So you can make changes up until it schedules. Yep. Now, if they did tell us we weren't going to be able to make changes to the trim and the body type, so I'm waiting for maybe that to change. So if you're thinking you want to change the trim, now would be a good time to do it before they change their minds on that. So I now see 360 assist. Is this different? Yes. So I did videos on the XLT and Lariat trim, or the Lariat video went live today. If you check that out, I talk about that. So the Copilot 360 Assist package includes adaptive cruise with stop and go, lane centering, evasive steering assist, and the parking sensors. So it includes those things. They are no longer part of the luxury package. They took those out. So if you're wanting the adaptive cruise, you need to make sure that your dealer chooses the Copilot 360 Assist package. There you go. Yes, please put the at Law McArthur. I did miss 4 high, 4 low. I'm looking for his question. Any lightning scheduled? We had one scheduled last week. I think we have one that hasn't scheduled. Outside of that, I think all of ours have scheduled. They're actually scheduling pretty quickly. All right. Have an e-transit build week of October 10th. Awesome. Are e-transit production lines running on time? and how long typically for build week to dealer delivery. Those have been just like any other vehicle. They're about the same. So once they get built, it's about 4 weeks. I don't really, we don't have any e-transit orders, so I can't really be able to tell you from, things that we're seeing. So don't really know. So, and then it says any Broncos scheduled. We have 10 previewing. They'll schedule on Thursday. So Thursdays are usually the day that they schedule. So be looking on that day for checking. So late afternoon, usually evening. Maybe call customer support and see if yours got scheduled, and they can help you out with that, or you can call your dealer. So, all right, Jabberbox, thank you for the $5 donation. Can I update my 23 Mav order? I'm wanting to change my XLT to a Lariat, maybe other options too, but don't want to jeopardize or delay my order. Yeah, you can make changes to that. Just talk to your dealer get with your salesperson, and we can make that change for you. Like I said, right now, as of I think the other day, we were able to change that. Don't know about today, but so we can make. If you have your order with us, we can make your change. So get with your salesperson, have them get with me, and we can make some changes to your order. Otherwise, you need to contact your dealer, and it's really up to them how friendly they want to be. All right, Chris says, my 22 Maverick is scheduled for November 14th. Awesome. How will that work with 23 Mavericks being built? Mentioned that earlier in the live stream. I don't know if you missed that part where I said that possibly, more than likely, that these 23s are actually going to be the week after and not, or towards the end of that week, and they're going to finish, because more than likely the 22s they're not going to build the entire week. They're going to probably cut it off somewhere in the middle when they're done, and then they'll close it down for a couple weeks. So more than likely, the ones that are being scheduled for 23 are going to be for the weeks after, probably 11/21. Even though it says 11/14, I'll bet you that that's going to be moved to the next week, more than likely. So, all right, Tim, are you going to handle new 23 Bronco orders for members like you did on the? Yes, I do. So you want to send those to me. So, and if you need the link to the build and price, last week I provided it, but as you can see it right here, boom, there you go. You can see it right up here. So that last word can be any of the trims, to be honest. But you can use that right there. So it's shop.ford.com/configure/Bronco/2023/model/customize/ and then fill in your trim, base, whatever you want there at the end. Hit enter and you see this page. So if you configure this out however you want, and then at the end when you get to the configure, I actually talked about this on the Maverick, but you get down to the summary, and once you got it all built out, if you hit that share button and send us that link, or hit that share with your email and send it to me, the email address is right there, then I'll take care of that and I'll have that for you. So yeah, yep. All right, it says any information on the Oats 2-door Bronco? No, not sure about that. Not sure. All right, sorry. That's a pretty short answer, but I don't know. So placed an order with McArthur Ford September 21st for a Maverick trimmer. Got initial order confirmation same day. Should I be getting another email from Ford when the order has been? Nope. The order's been accepted. Once you got that email, that Ford accepted your order. Even the email should say your order is submitted with McArthur. So you're in. So what you're probably wondering about is the COVP. The dealer, we are the only one that gets notification of whether or not they accepted or approved the COVP part of that process. But like I said earlier, we've submitted 755 of our 783 orders to COVP, with already received over 500 approvals and several that are pending, waiting for approval. So you should be in that mix. You can always ask your salesperson, and he can always check with our person on with that. So. Hey, Tim, how many Lightning reservations have turned to orders? I'm 43 with you. Wow, we have quite a few. About 15. Wait, we got 9 wave 3, plus we had 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 13 plus the 5 from last year. 18. We've had 18. So there you go. So we're getting there. So hopefully get another 10. And I think that number might look good for the wave 4 because we had several people that didn't convert theirs over. So either they'll let them convert and give us another like 4 or 5, or they'll give us another 9, which would be great. So we'll just have to see. So great show. Thanks for being awesome. Try. All right. How do Bronco Raptor allocations for dealers work? So dealers are given they're told how many Bronco Raptors, any of the Raptors the same way, F-150 Raptor, Bronco Raptor, the Ranger Raptor work the same way. We're told how many allocations we're going to have for the entire year so that we can fulfill. So we usually, we get a list of people that want to get them, let them know our pricing and everything, and then we have them in line, and then we can go ahead and configure and get with them and submit those orders. So they have to be submitted manually through, used to be through the zone. So I don't know how that's going to be now, how that'll work. But yeah, so we don't know those numbers yet. I thought they were told us they were holding off on any 23 Bronco Raptor allocations until they fulfilled the 22 carryovers. So like we had one that's actually scheduled today, a Bronco Raptor that was supposed to be a 22 that got rolled over and it got scheduled today. The other 9 are previewing for Thursday, but yeah, so those are manually allocated out. So all right, was it my Maverick trimmer that was previewing this week? Was it T58B? It is. Yours is one of them. So we worked that one out just right. So the little known fact. So Landrick there, he is one of our members, as you can see there. So at the end he actually ordered at the end of actually the last day it cut off, right? He ordered a 22 Maverick EcoBoost back then. We were a little afraid that his might get scheduled because they were scheduling EcoBoost towards the end. So we actually, again, look at this constraint items. We added, I believe if I remember right, we added the splash guards to his order and maybe the bed extender. I can't remember. But we ordered a couple of those constraint items that I tell you guys to take off. We added those to his order so it would not get scheduled. He did not get scheduled so that he could get the trimmer package for 23. So we ordered his trimmer package, gave him a priority of I think 13 because he was a January order, and his is previewing as one of the trimmers for this month. So again, yeah, constraint items can either help or hurt your order. Blanca, who's actually donated tonight, she's one that can tell you that too. She had a first edition last year. She wanted to wait to try to get it. She wanted a delivery in the summer, so we kind of missed that window, didn't we, Blanca? But she had said, let's put the splash guards on there. We left it on there, and it wasn't scheduling. Took the splash guards off when she was ready to hopefully get a build for the summer, and then there was delays and everything. Well, we'll get into that. But and then it's scheduled, so we took those off, and then within the next allocations I think that were pulled, she was scheduled. So constraint items can help if you want to delay yours, or they can hinder yours from being scheduled if that's not what you wanted. So yeah, keep that in mind if you're looking to do that. So all right. Oh, that just jumped on me. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. So let me pop up here to see. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so Robert says thank you for all you do so much. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you. All right. Does Ford customer service have visibility to where my truck is in shipping pipeline, or do I have to get that from my dealer? My dealer wouldn't give me the rail car number. Yeah, you can. From what I understand, the rail car number you can call the rail car number, and they can actually track you and tell you where it's at. But otherwise, like for us, we can actually hit when that train hits certain junctions and it switches ramps there, we can tell that. So on ours, when it comes down from, I can see that it gets onto the rail in Mexico. And then when it gets to Arizona, then it switches there to a Union Pacific, I believe, rail car number. And then ours will usually, the next timestamp, you might say, is usually ours gets to Illinois. Then it gets on a different rail to come down to Kansas, and then it shows it was at the ramp in Kansas City. So usually on ours, I have like 3 different places that I look for. It's been shipped out. It's got a rail car number and the plant, and then it's hit Arizona, it's hit Illinois, it's hit Kansas, and then it gets to us. So I can see those different progressions on the orders, and that's usually what I'm going off of. But I'm usually not The tracking, I've never actually tracked mine. Even my own, I didn't track it. I was curious on that too. So, all right. So Ian says, order KO10 on McArthur. When do I get signed paperwork? And how will I know my order is confirmed? You can ask, how do I make sure I got a slot in line? When you submit your order, that's where your order's in line. So the COVP does not change or dictate where your order goes. We talked about those 500 that have been approved. It doesn't mean those 500 are the first 500 to be looked at. That has no bearing on that. So just so you know that. So where your order was submitted, timeline as well as priority are the two things that affect your order once it's submitted into the order system. The COVP does not dictate when your order is picked, so you know that. So as we mentioned earlier, COVP is going to be important for them to be able to name match and kind of govern dealers, as well as keep your price protections. Because if you don't have an order approved with COVP, Ford will not price protect if there's a price increase. Otherwise, you'll get an automatic price increase for those COVP orders. So you're going to want to make sure that's done. I mentioned that earlier in the live stream here too. All right, trimmer constraints and idea on time frame of a lariat trimmer of a build. Again, they are looks like they're scheduling those at about an 8% click there. So of our 63 EcoBoost orders, 5, which is 8%, are looking to be previewed and get scheduled. So they are sticking pretty close to that. So about 8% of the orders will be scheduled that way. And if you look, probably that's pretty close to the orders. I think they're going to be going, the trimmers, are going to be going pretty frequently here, because I think you'll be surprised. If our orders, I think, if our 800, almost 800 orders, we have less than about 30 that are trimmers. And if you, do that, I'm not going to do math because Mike said, don't do math, Tim. So I'm not going to do math on that, but it's probably pretty close to 8%. So I think we're going to see those being scheduled each month as it goes along. So, all right. Corbin says, is it a good idea to put in multiple Bronco orders at different dealers? And once you get a VIN from a dealer, cancel the orders from other dealers? I don't necessarily know about a good idea, but it's an option some people are doing. I think, here's my take on this. I think that's what's happened with the Maverick. I think that people put in multiple orders. They plan to flip one, or they put in other dealerships because they want to see which one's going to schedule them first. So they went to a big dealer and put in an order. So I think that in those 86,000 orders, I think we have a lot of duplicate orders. And if that's the case, and a lot of them get canceled late throughout the year, I think I think everybody's gonna get theirs ordered, ordered and scheduled and everything, because I think they're seeing that there's a lot of duplicate orders out there, and so that does, it could be a positive thing for you, because then you can say which one gets scheduled and cancel it. But what happens if both get scheduled? Then what are we gonna do, right? And what's probably gonna do is you're gonna have to pick one, right? And then the other one, unless you decide to buy it and then you sell it to somebody, it's going to go to the dealer, and they won't have a name match, which that's not a big deal anymore. But then that dealer is going to probably price it up to somebody else, which they have that. If you don't take it, they have that option to do that. So, but anyway, I guess that's my deal. But here it is. But what if, because we saw this with Maverick, a lot of people put multiple orders in. There could have been other people that could have put orders in, but because they weren't able to, because they closed out, because some people put multiple orders, not because they put multiple orders, but yeah, I was thinking about that throughout. I was like, look at all these people that are putting multiple orders in at several different dealerships. How does that affect? Because there's other people at other dealerships that couldn't order because they did that. Now that's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking that, but we'll have to see. We'll see how many orders get canceled, because we've already had a bunch cancel, and some of the ones that canceled were because actually we had doubled up some orders, because I had put one in, and a salesperson put one in for the same person, and so we were able to just, let's just cancel that order. So that's what we did. So we've had some of that, and we've had some people that went ahead and had theirs. We had some that we actually had put in their 23 order when their 22 got scheduled, and when we realized that, we were able to cancel that 23 order. So we've had that happen too. So, all right. All right, my 22 Mav was built 8/25. Ford said no hold, awaiting shipment. It's been 6 weeks and status hasn't changed. Still sitting in Mexico. We've seen that happen. We've had several that were like that. You know, I don't know if it's just because of a bottleneck of getting them on the train and getting them shipped out, but that's probably more it than anything. So, yeah, not sure. Yeah, no, don't know. Have an answer there. Mine's set for 2 months with the same status as that. Mine's set. Not gonna happen to you. It probably won't happen to you, but mine's set for 2 months with the same thing saying awaiting shipment. So, mine said released, awaiting shipment. Like yes, and it stayed there for 2 months. All right, sorry, right into the microphone. Sorry. All right, has Ford said anything about the next gen Ranger for the U.S. yet? Yep, coming this spring. We should be able to order those this spring, from what I understand. I mentioned it was a couple weeks ago. I talked about the Ford dealer meeting, and they mentioned it there. So 24 Ranger will be able to be ordered, I believe, this spring for a summer delivery for in the U.S. So getting here close before we know it. So if I have a rollover 22 Bronco order, then I could change it into a Raptor. No, you cannot. So again, only so many allocations for the Raptor, so cannot. And usually what they do on those is it's the ones that have been waiting the longest. So on a 22 model year, they rewarded those that have been waiting the longest. Do you want to get one? They put an email out, and those people, we received 5 Broncos for 22, and so it was our 5 oldest orders that were waiting since 2021. So, and we still have some people from 21 still that aren't scheduled. So if anybody's gonna get them, it's gonna be those people. So if you had a 21 order and it's still been waiting, and now it's 22 and going to 23, when those open up, they could do that again. I'm not sure how they're going to do it this time. I think they're trying to schedule those so then they can work on the Raptors and they can get new orders for Raptors instead. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway. All right, 4 high, 4 low. Thank you. Sorry I missed your question. When my Bronco Badlands 22 model year was converted to 23, the price increased $28.45. 4-door 4x4 increased 25. Hot pepper red up 200. Delivery destination 100. Are these legit increases? Yes, they are. Now, keep in mind, they're not going to tell you the amount yet, but your price protection, your private offer will be based on those numbers. So when you ordered it, your 22 originally, what that price was then, that's the price you're going to get to pay. They're going to give you a private offer for the difference from all those price increases. So they're doing it a little uniquely on the Bronco in a sense. And some of the other models is they looked and said, okay, here's what you ordered in 22. So we're going to give you this much private offer. And then you can order whatever you want, but this is what you're going to get from based on your 22 order. Or on the Bronco, they're not doing it that way. Mach-E is the same way. They're basing your private offer on what you order based on what that same configuration would have been in 22 when you ordered it. So they're going to give you that difference of what that would have been in 22. So if you kept your order the same, then you're going to get a private offer for all that increase. So once that order is submitted and they can confirm that, I think around November is when they're going to start sending out those private offer amounts, or maybe even October. I can't remember the dates. I'll have to look it up. But they're going to give you a private offer for that difference. So you should be good to go. So they always like to price protect customers. All right. John said, received email from Ford today. I have rolled over 22 to 23 order below. Why this email? Thank you for the matter. Oh, yeah. We saw that in a lot of vehicles. I received a couple on different models. Because I'm attached to some of the customers. I always put my email address in for customers I entered in, so that I can keep confirmation of those statuses. We received a bunch of those too, not only on the Maverick but on other models too. So I'm not sure. I think there was an issue with their email, so I would just disregard that. So, all right, Michael said, are the spring and liners from the dealer the same as factory installed? Most of them. We use TOFF, TOFF. And we spray them in. If you look at any, of course, my members can vouch for this. I've done videos on a lot of the ones that we do in-house. You could ask Vols. He might still be in here. You might ask him. We did a spray and bed liner on his here in house. He didn't have it put on at the factory, and we did it. You can ask him the quality of that, but I would say ours is maybe even a little thicker. But we do a so all dealers usually do use different companies for those. They basically get it in there and they spray it in. They do just as good a job as the factory, in my opinion. So at least we do here. And I don't know, I can't vouch for other dealers and other companies, but if you have an outsourced company locally, like a Rhino or a Linex, they know what they're doing and they do a good job. So, can I order a 23 Bronco Everglades with you guys? Brand new Bronco customer. When they open up, the order banks are not open up, but email me at the timothybarts@gmail.com, right? And let me know how you want it configured. But I believe Everglades can be ordered this year, or open ordering for 23 once they open up. Right now we're doing conversions from 22 to 23, not able to take new orders, but once we do, I can put that order in for you. So yeah, just email me over and we'll get you taken care of there. All right, I changed color and added auxiliary switches from my unscheduled 21 Bronco order. Do I still get price protection? Would I get it if I added Sasquatch? Okay, so on now 20, when you convert it from 21 to 22, you could reconfigure how you needed to. If you change something within the model year, the price protection may not have been there, depending on what you change. Auxiliary switches wasn't anything that was going to change that price protection. Sasquatch would have changed the price protection though. So that is something that if you added that, it could. Now on your 23 order, you can do what you want to. They always let you make changes however you want to at the new model year. So if there's a changeover and your order carries over from 22 to 23, they're not going to hinder anything you want to do in 23, because they know they didn't get your order in, they didn't get it built like they promised, and so because of that, they pretty much let you do what you need to on that new order, or the updating the order. So you can configure how you want. You will not get penalized for price protection for that. All right, thank you for the response to my question. No problem. Sorry I missed it earlier. All right, now it's going to flip down on me. All right, it says, I have family and friends certificate, planning to buy 23 Escape plug-in. Dealer says they don't know how much discount I get. Do you have any info? So friends and family would be X-Plan. So X-Plan friends and family is what that's called. So you'd get X-Plan, which would be really close to invoice price on those. So, yep. All right. So Charles says, good evening. Are the 23 Rangers going to be the old style, or will they do the new front face like the Maverick? They will be the current. So 22, 23 are going to look the same. So 24 is the new redesign, the next gen Ranger that you're looking for. That's in 24, which is, so 23 is going to be a short run. Supposed to be able to order the 24, as they said, I think in spring. So sometime like that. All right, Tim. All right, it says, could you please check K067 and see if Kyle was able to add the trimmer appearance package? I haven't heard back from him. Okay. Sure. Actually, Kyle is one of the few sales guys that have access to the webdo, so he can make his own changes to those orders. Let's just double check. I need to refresh. Give me a second. What was that again? K067. Okay, K067. He did not. I can do that for you real quick if you want me to. So here's your order. So you want me to, what did you say? Okay, just make sure. Add the trimmer package. Okay, so the trimmer appearance package. So let's go ahead and add that. It's not actually silver two-tone. It's a painted roof is what it is, but it's not silver. It's gray. I don't know why they say silver. All right, so let's go ahead and submit that. All right, we are good, and I will get his sheet printed for Kyle to send to you. So, all right, we'll get that all taken care of, but that is done. So we'll get that. I'll print it off, put that on the printer for him to send to you. There you go. He probably got busy today. I know that he was with some customers, so there you go. All right. Did you see that Lightning Pro MSRP increased again over 51K? Yeah, we did talk about that earlier. So yeah, I think they're ready to maybe send out some more wave invites. So, all right, I'm gonna go through in front of your question. All right, so did I miss someone's? There you go. I'll go up to it. All right, it says I ordered a Maverick Hybrid XLT for my wife. Forgot to add keyless entry package. Dealer told me they can't add or change anything since the order is in. Well, they're wrong. For said Ford app has keyless entry package. True. Okay, so I guess we need to get clarification of what you're meaning by keyless entry package. So you're if you're looking at, did you say what your what it was it XLT? So your XLT, so you'll have a keyless entry with a flip key, so you can unlock and lock the vehicle. If that's what you're wanting, that's standard on the XLT. Keypad is also standard on the XLT, so you have a keypad entry on the door. So again, you got it. That's already included in XLT. Again, they really need to learn their product a little bit. All right. But you can make changes to your order if you need to, but it sounds like to me, if you're wanting keyless entry, like remote keyless entry, unlock, lock, that's standard on the XLT trim. And if you want the keypad entry, that is also standard on the XLT trim. Now I'm doubting myself. All right. I'm going to go look it up. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Really sure. But I like to be 100% sure. So I keep a copy of those. Maverick. XLT. Yes. Keyless entry. Okay, I was right. Just like to make sure. All right. All right. Gilbert said, what is a tear tag, and at what point in the production process does your vehicle get a tear tag? Tear tag. Well, maybe we call them 60-day tags. So it's a paper tag that gets you through until you're able to get to the DMV and get a real tag for it. Maybe, and that'd be when you take delivery. But that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe. Thank you for adding it. I know he's really busy as well. Yeah. Yeah, I would say actually Kyle and Mike Jarwalla took both of those guys had the most orders of any of the sales guys in the dealership. So they were 1 and 2. So they're pretty they're on Facebook and such. So they took a lot of orders. So both of them do have assistants, which helps out. But yeah. So all right. D Ride says, thank you for what you all are doing over there. My wife is looking forward to her new Tremor, M37L, Tremors for Christmas. We're thinking road trip when it comes in. That's a lot of fun. So I noticed a lot of people that are coming up. Of course, we can pick up at any airports, whether it be the Salina airport or the Wichita, are having a lot of fun driving theirs back as well. So. All right, Kevin said, hi, Tim. Can I call you tomorrow about the color change? Actually made the color change already for your order. I just hadn't sent the information out to you. I didn't have a chance to read your entire email, so I wanted to read through it so that when I sent it back to you, I didn't leave you hanging on any information, any other questions you might have. But I already made that change for you. In fact, I can show you real quick. There it is. So, yep, already made that color change right there, as you can see, cactus gray. So, yep, so I actually have made a copy of this. I just need to send it off to you, so you have a copy. And I'm actually kind of waiting for I actually do have to send out all my door sheets as well yet for customers. All right. When does the 23 Ranger production and builds begin? We don't have any information on that. We just have estimations of things. We have no idea yet. So I think they said summer production. So probably start producing them in the summertime. All right, Jim, thanks for the great info. My order number is C01H 23 Transit. Has it been approved? It's been being previewed. You know what? I think. Oh, no, it's still in there unscheduled. So, yeah, still waiting to get it scheduled. So, Has it been approved? Yeah, it's been approved. I mean, I can look it up. That actually can't look. The report that I have is just the Mavericks, so I could probably we could look it up, but I would venture that it's approved. We have a couple different checks and balances in place for us. We actually pull a report, the COVP report, and we actually go through it, basically export it as an Excel spreadsheet, and then we go ahead and we then, of course, go through and you pick all the rows, and then we go ahead and we sort that out based on the ones that are, by the status. So then they take all the approved and we get rid of those off that spreadsheet, and we look at the ones that are pending or the ones that are hold. If they get a hold, we need to look at those. So every week we go through the hold ones, and so that we make sure that we get those done and taken care of. So again, checks and balances. It's all about that. So we have people in place for that. New resign Ford Ranger coming to USA. Will we get the Ford Ranger as other markets get? So the one that's currently in the Europe, it was first released in Europe for 23, US in 24. So it's going to be the same one that you're seeing in images and such for Europe. So Australia and Europe and such, they're getting the new body style next gen Ranger. We'll get that same look here. There'll be probably some options that are specific to the United States. Versus Europe. So, but otherwise, it's going to be the same look. So, all right. Can you tell the regional to add green as a late availability on the Maverick, please? Thank you. We actually don't have a rep anymore, so can't really tell anybody that. I can send it to the brand manager. That's not gonna happen. Those order guides go into place. Sometimes they do a job too, and they might do a change, but I've never seen them add a color mid-year. So when does 23 Ranger productions begin? We don't know. Tim, if it saves you time to call rather than reply to email, feel free. Less work and quicker. Here's my issue with calling, is that I know if I call you, because I love talking about the vehicles. When I get on the phone with somebody, it's usually I'm going to be on the phone for a while because I'll get to talk and I want to chit chat, that kind of thing. And usually when I do an email, I can respond an email, and believe it or not, I do respond to emails like late at night. I'll be watching TV or something. I'll jump into my emails and I can reply to emails late at night. Whereas I don't want to jump on a phone call. So typically that's why a lot of times I'll do a lot of emails and text versus getting on the phone, because I know if I get on the phone, I'm going to be on the phone talking about Maverick and stuff for a while. So, but yeah. So anyway, and for those that are our members and such, Sarah is available. She knows how to use Webdo, and she knows how to make. In fact, she put a lot of orders in during the when we were doing that, putting orders in. So she knows how to make changes, print sheets, and everything. She is a lifesaver in getting everything taken care of. So she's been helping out. She's been helping sales guys too. So a lot of the guys have come and said, "Hey, can you make this change for me?" And she's been the one making those changes. So she's pretty good at that. So. Ask if the Ford Ranger Raptor is coming to the U.S. Oh, yeah. Ford Ranger Raptor is coming to the U.S. It's going to be released along with the regular Raptors. So, yes, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. All right, Zoom, like the name. Does the Ford Pass app have the same 3-year limit for remote start as the traffic on the nav for the Mav Lariat Luxury? No. So, the Ford Pass app is a free app. That at one point they thought they were going to start charging for the app, but they have made it a free app. There's no fee for that. There's no change. Even several years down the road, it is a free app to use to remote start your vehicle when you want to. The navigation part is traffic and travel link you're thinking of, and that's done through Sirius. So that's why that needs to be a subscription. So that's usually a 3-year subscription. So, but yeah, traffic and travel link is different. And I don't know if that's, I think it is, what, is that 3 years? I don't know. It's on the order guide too. I think. Let me look. What is that? I always forget what that is. I know the Sirius XM is a 3-month now, not 6 months. They changed that on me. In fact, they reached out to me. Sirius reached out to me and let me know that, because I was saying the wrong thing on my videos. All right, so actually, it doesn't say in here. Oh wait, here it is. Sirius XM Traffic and Travel Link includes a 5-year prepaid subscription. XM Traffic and Travel Link services are not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Feel bad for them. All right, Andrew, thank you for the donation. Hey, Tim, got my confirmation from Ford on the Maverick. Ordered it from Lonnie. Awesome. Bronco 23 Bronco order, Sasquatch package, trailer tow prep, eruption green, and trailer tow prep. Okay. What are your thoughts on time? Don't know the trim. Not sure what trim you have there. Sasquatch, I don't think is as big of a deal unless it's on the Badlands. Then it could cause a little longer wait. So I really don't know what package. That tow package, the tow hitch, I think is better now. But I will tell you that, you know, it does cost a little bit to get that done aftermarket. So if you, I don't know if it'll schedule with it on there, then that's great. But sometimes that I know in 22 that did hold up builds from being scheduled. In fact, we had someone that was waiting for a long time. We took it off her order, and it did get scheduled. And I think if I left it on there, it probably wouldn't have gotten scheduled. So I recommend taking it off. But that would be the only thing I'd probably say, and it really just depends on what trim you have. Trim, Tim, lightning order. Oh, you did email me. I hadn't had a chance to look at that email. Should I have received paperwork for COVP? No. So, do you have an order or reservation? I think maybe you do have an order. I don't know. But no, we don't have to, on lightning, we don't have to do COVP because you order online. So, we don't have to do that. I ordered 2 Mavericks from my Brandon, Florida dealer. He said they told him Ford hasn't generated a confirmation page yet. This was last Friday. What does this mean? I don't know. Oh, okay. That's the Dora. More than likely, they generate the Dora. Like for us, those come through a printer, with the holes on the side, whatever. Those get printed that way, and usually only like a couple people have access to those. And so more than likely, somebody at your dealership got one of those. And by the way, you can actually pull the Doras. Those can be actually generated by certain people at the dealership, general manager, controller. I think the ordering manager, general manager, the general sales manager, they have access to that stuff. I don't, but so they could still do a COVP for you if you need to. So, I mean, Adora. Sorry, I was reading some other stuff. There you go. Thanks for everything. No problem. All right. Any other questions? It's 9:19. By the way, guys, I got to check on something because my wife is traveling to Kansas City tonight. I got to make sure she got there safe. She was going to text me. Oh, my. I got a lot of text messages. Right. All right. When Topeka is stopping for supper. Okay. Get some. Definitely get some. All right. And let's see. Oh, little one crashed in the way he's eating. All right, so they stopped for. Okay, I'll check on them here a little bit. It's not quite to Kansas City yet. All right, so this is the for those of you why she's going to Topeka. So daughter Jolie, who just got married not recently, her son has spina bifida. So Jaden has spina bifida. So every 6 months they have to go to what they call a spina bifida clinic, and they take him up there. They do tests, see how everything's looking, go over, make sure just everything's good. That there's no water in the brain or anything like that. So they just do all their checks. So you just have to get checked out every 6 months or so. So that's what they're headed for. So prayers that everything goes well tomorrow. So, all right. All right. K Down says, thanks for clarification. No problem. Yeah, I'll look. So I think you actually transferred over and had an invite. So, and I think you were putting in an order if I remember right. So anyway, a little behind on my emails, but usually on Tuesdays, by the way, I don't respond to a lot of emails. So I do have some in there I need to respond to. I make sure I try to focus on that on Wednesdays, but all right. Anything else? Any other questions? Do we get another subscriber? All right. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, I might call it an evening and head home myself. All right. All right. Going once, going twice. All right. No problem, Ron. updated his order. So, and thank you for the donation, by the way, K Downs. Appreciate that. Didn't need to do that, but I appreciate it. So, a lot of very generous people tonight. So, thank you, thank you. Who just is one of my actors. Cool. All right. Anything else? All right. Well, I'm going to call it night unless we have any last questions. Of course, if you do have any questions, don't forget, oops, right here, FordVideoGuy@gmail.com. Sarah's been answering most of those questions, but and she is very knowledgeable and knows a lot of those questions because she's in here going through these videos along with you guys. And any other, and of course, she asked me any questions she doesn't know, so we get those responded to you. And then, of course, if you have any sales-related questions, which means if you want to get a vehicle with us, order something like that, that's what the timothybarts@gmail.com is for. So I can always check that as well. And also, you know, I don't really talk about it a lot, but let's see if I get this right. All right, go the other way. Right here. Linktree account. So that right there, you if you just pop that into a web browser of some sort, Linktree /FordVideoGuy. That is where you can find all the different links for my social media accounts. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, I really like Twitter. Facebook, I more just post things in there. I do respond to people in the groups and such, but I don't really post a lot of stuff in there. But you can, and Instagram, I'm hardly ever on. But I do have site pages on all those. If you want to, you can find those in the Linktree account. As well as our our personal YouTube channel, which I'm thinking of kind of redoing some different videos there. If you follow my FordVideoGuy YouTube channel, I think I'm going to make that more of a vlog type of channel and about what's going on with the different vehicles I have. But anyway, so other than that, nothing else. Okay, don't forget, Thursday night, Facebook Live. We'll be over there on Facebook, 6 p.m. Thursday night. And then otherwise, we'll be putting out a bunch of Bronco videos this week, so check those out. If you haven't had a chance to check the Maverick videos out, have any questions, those videos I thought, well, you can't order one now, but for those that have an order in, they at least know what they can get and cannot. And going through those videos hopefully help them with making any changes to their orders with that, with those videos. So we checking those videos out if you have any questions. Also, don't forget, next Tuesday we'll be in Vegas. So have a lot of fun there, and for our members, have special member video. So I did do a video for the members over on our Blacktop Classic. So I'll get that video out to you as soon as I get a chance, and give that to you as well. So so anyway, so until next week, or if you see me on Facebook or one of our videos this week, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys coming on over and joining us on the live stream. Hopefully you guys have a great week, and good luck. Those of you that have an order that's in, trying to get it scheduled this week, for those models that are scheduling, hopefully you get scheduled as well this Thursday. So until next week, we'll see you later. Bye.